Yeah. On-chain revolution, you're not bullish enough. On-chain revolution, you're not bullish enough. Every day we steady looking at the market, and we gon' tell you how to get started. Chain abstraction, fear and greed index, always looking at price action. Roll call in advance, you don't even gotta mention. Swap it in the deck, you're not bullish enough. Trade it in the segs, you ain't trenching enough. We do that market recap. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to rehab. Shizzy and Yagobi. On-chain revolution, networking the art. Every day we go live, baby, you know where we are. We mention all the networks and the crypto. Need some more liquidity, flipping and trading is the recipe. Too many protocols to count. I get high and I'm never coming down. Number go up, then I'ma say peace. Yeah, you thought that I was gonna leave. Yeah, we just getting started, man. On-chain revolution. Every day. Bring the beat back. Eyes everywhere, gotta be careful with volatile meme coins. You can get some bread if you round trip it, then you gon' regret. All this information in my head. BYOR, touch grass instead. Nobody really knows how it's gonna end up today. Somebody gotta tell you what's happening today. I don't let the money change me, no way. On-chain revolution, here to stay. Yeah, say I'm sage, man. Voodoo 2 on the way. Yeah. Nicky's. Yeah. On-chain revolution. On-chain. Hey, on-chain revolution. Bitcoin not an illusion. Market recap, then I do a roll call. You're not bullish in the vocal. Look at the price action, change. Yeah, send it to the deck. Yeah, sell it through the spec. Order knows the best. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to rehab. If you end up bearish, gotta put the knee pad. Let me see the comments. Look at the fear and greed index. Bridge. Look at the chart.
Welcome back to On-Chain Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin crypto ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live from the On-Chain Hour, and today's show is going to be absolutely awesome, guys, because we truly believe that we are going to be on our way up. We think that Bitcoin and crypto is going to be on its way up, guys. And right now, we got Bitcoin sitting at around 117,801. We got Ethereum sitting at 3770. Why are we down today? Why are we kind of sideways? Why is it very boring? Well, one, it's the end of the month. Yagobi actually called this yesterday. I wasn't really thinking about it, but yeah, he's right. Usually the last couple of days of the month are very sideways. A lot of people, the bigger guys aren't really putting any new money into the markets. They're kind of waiting for August 1st. Also, tomorrow, Jerome Powell, FOMC, 2 o'clock, they're going to come out and they're going to say no change on rate cuts. But what is he going to say in that meeting at 2:30? That's what we're going to be really paying attention to. The words, the hawkishness, the dovishness. I'm so tired of this, though, that runs the market. But we need to get into a rate cutting cycle, which is going to allow the bigger boys and a lot of people to take loans out and get into crypto. That's what happened in 2021. People were getting 0% rates on their home, refinancing, sitting on $30,000-$40,000 of extra money, right? Because they get a large sum, they want to potentially get that, make more money on it, pay back that loan, right? And you've seen a lot of that happen in 2021. And I do think that over the course of the next 12 months, Trump and that administration is going to get the rates lowered. Whether that's getting rid of Powell, forcing Powell to do it, firing Powell, I don't know what they're going to do. But I think that next year in March, when Jerome has to step down because his term has ended, I think that Trump's going to put somebody else in place. Remember, Trump is the one who does put the person in place. He's the one who put Powell in place, which is funny enough. But he will be putting someone new in place, and I think that new person is going to be highly pushed to cut rates all next year. I see rates getting back to 1-2% next year. Do we need that? Probably not, but it's great for the markets, right? We do have the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones, all at all-time highs, Bitcoin, all-time highs. Now we need to get the other assets to kind of get pushed into all-time highs. I'm talking Ethereum. I'm talking your bags, your NFTs, your crypto. We're going to talk about all of that today. We have a lot on the docket today. We're going to be talking about, Ethereum potentially getting from $25,000 to $60,000 this cycle. I don't know. It's definitely not on my bingo card, but I'll definitely take it. I mean, I'm hoping for 18,000. But we do have a lot to talk about. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? What's
up, man? How you feeling today, bro?
I feel great. I feel good. Energy is good. Good level of energy here. We are kind of ranging back and forth. I feel like we're getting a little teased with Ethereum a bit though. So, I'm gonna be cautious with it. Not saying that there's gonna be this gigantic pullback, but we could see a pullback to, I feel like they keep like tagging 38 mid 3800s, and every time that happens, the people that just came out of this bullish session for the past month and a half, they get excited again, and they're just like, oh, now it's going to run now, it's going to run now, it's going to run now. And that's because they just made some money from this last session. But I think be careful is what I'm thinking, at least for myself, and say, nah, I'm okay waiting till it gets to 39.50, knocking on the door 4,000. I might even wait until it either decides to pass that 4,000, then I'm in. Then the next session's on. I just feel like we just got out of this. There's going to be a little bit of a pullback probably, but they're going to suck in a little bit more people. But it's not going to be intense. I don't think it's going to be just a bleed down to 300. But we'll see what happens, and it'll be short-lived. Something in August possibly, maybe very beginning. We'll see what happens. But because I am have this mindset, it makes me feel at ease that like I'm okay. I'm not rushing. I'm not FOMOing into every time Ethereum hits 38.40 or 38.50. That's what they want me to do. So I'm just gonna chill, get my confirmations, and then I'm happy where we are right now.
Yeah, I actually love that mentality too, because if you look at Ethereum on the monthly, we've had an absolutely insane month. I mean, this is the green candle of the monthly of July. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. I mean, we have seen giant candles before at the same time, but look, last time we had this giant candle got rejected. So if we go up here and Ethereum gets rejected off here, this could be chaos for a lot of the smaller altcoins, right? Yeah, that rejection, if we have another one of these 2 months in a row, that could be really, really bad for altcoins. But I think we're all in consensus of saying we're going to break through here. But this line, man, we're going all the way back to March 2024, where we barely got over that. And remember what happened January, February, March 2024 was some of the most bullish times I've ever experienced in crypto. So I'm actually hoping that we get something like that again and we kind of push up. But yeah, I think you're 100% right. That monthly candle, and I'm really kind of expecting too that once this is printed and it's done and we start a new candle, this is really going to show a lot of people how bullish we really are. So that August 1st, Thursday night, I think it is, at Thursday night at 8 p.m. when this closes, I think we could really run.
Yeah, that could be the case, but the thing is that people's mentality and the centralized exchanges know this, that like if we have like a back and forth with a little bit of downtrend until August 9th, the way that the space works, at least in crypto Twitter, is doom and gloom. So they're going to be like, but it's perfect. They really catch those people. Maybe what they're doing is right now getting some of these overly aggressive longs, the 50x's and stuff that feel like, oh, we're going to run the 4,000 right now, liquidate them, but also kind of suck in some shorts by kind of downtrending ETH maybe back to like 36, 35, 30, high 34s leading up to that August 9th to bam, that's that leg that really liquidates those shorts. Another short squeeze happens then, and then we go on to that next level up. Obviously, this is all speculation, but it's speculation using data as our resources, right? So, we'll get into Ethereum whenever we get into the price action, because I have some levels that I'm really looking at, right? And then in terms of support and resistance, and we'll get into that on the daily chart then.
Yeah, but everything in crypto is speculation, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's like everything we do here, we're just speculating. Everything is speculation, right? I'm expecting to wake up tomorrow, right? So
hopefully that's a strong speculation.
100%. So let's jump into the topics today. The SEC delays decision on Grayscale Solana ETF. The new deadline is set for October 10th. Remember how we were talking about a month or two ago about potentially this July 15th being that ETF day? It does seem like they delayed all the ETFs that were expected. This is kind of the last of the beasts. This is the one that I was expecting to get pushed first, because you got to remember when Bitcoin, ETF went through, it was the Grayscale Bitcoin one that was the first to get pushed, because that one had to convert from a trust to an ETF, so that one had to be notified in advance. And then you've seen everything else kind of come along. And I do think the same thing has to happen here, because Grayscale has a Solana trust that needs to be kind of pushed over, but now they're delaying it till October 10th. But that October, I mean, dude, the ETF's getting pushed in October with the end of the quarter, with everything. That could really be what sets the match for a real alt season. It just sucks we'll have to wait till October. But markets are forward looking. If we can start speculating on the fact that, you know, October is going to be ETF month for a lot of the alts, or if the SEC comes out and says anything like that, I mean, we could see really fire in September.
We could. The ETF's approval and getting things going in terms of like inflows and stuff, that's going to be a big deal, because, you know, right now the only two inflows that we talk about are Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So depending on, like, you know, other institutions that come in and start getting bullish on Solana or something, we start to see those inflows increase. That's going to make, you know, some TradFi participants on the retail side that are new participants in our space start to buy up that ETF, which will in turn kind of make a bullish energy for Solana, and you can go down the line. And I think obviously it's not going to be the same for all of them, right? It depends on like what those institutional headlines are really pushing, right? And some of them are going to try to intentionally push certain ones to get retail to kind of ape into certain things, and it will help, I think, certain ecosystems, right? Imagine Solana's ETF inflows start to really creep up, and people are talking about it now. You have institutions that are coming over here saying they're building a treasury and they're adding to it. Then you have a trickle down effect. Bitcoin's really created, with the institutional integration, this kind of downflow effect. Now, I know that the ordinals people will be like, whoa, hold on, we haven't seen the benefits yet, right? But I think what you will see is maybe an active ecosystem that can see that. I think ordinals, first of all, recently they are popping back up. Runes as well. I think they're that opportunity separate. But you know, you have the ETH inflows, you'll have the Solana inflows. And I think out of all those, probably the Solana degens will, like, you know, utilize those into some of their coins, Fart coin and stuff like that. And I think we'll have like more of a bullish risk on environment. Rate cuts probably come with that as well. So I think the last part of this year, 2025, has a lot of upside in terms of ceiling for what some of these ecosystems could do. But we got to pay attention to the ETF and its effects and how much it will affect that. I think Solana is going to be one that it does affect.
Yeah, 100%. I think this could push Solana to, you know, $300-400 if the ETF, because Solana is very sought after, on the sense that, you know, if Ethereum is being pushed as this asset, Solana is the next one to go. I mean, people might argue, say it's XRP, but I mean, just look at the transaction volume on Solana. It's absolutely insane. Look at the USDC on Solana. It's absolutely insane. I think Solana is going to be looked at as something that creates fees. You got to remember the Solana chain has to make money. Yesterday we were interviewing the Botonics guys, and we were kind of wondering. I was like, how do they want to make money, right? But I got to remember, these chains, they get fees, right? You pay some fees and stuff. So I don't know how Solana. I guess I don't know. Foundation actually makes money. I don't know. We'll move on now. Oh, probably from staking it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine.
All right, staking. Solana Treasury company UpXE secures a $500 million credit line to buy more SOL. This is absolutely huge, because $500 million in Solana is insane, especially for one company to be getting that credit line. What do you think about this? Treasury company UpX secures $500 million credit line. Absolutely insane.
Whoever is giving that credit to them has, you know, good reason to do it. That's a lot of money, $500 million, right? So I imagine that they're getting ready to, you know, set up their treasury and try to be a strong participant in there. And remember too, there's this like marketing side of it too that people don't look at as much, because they're like, well, they're spending billions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars. So, but their name gets put in the headlines. You know, how much has this helped SharpLink be known? Like, we didn't know what SharpLink was before, the gaming company, right? Yep. You know, so, you know, this is a double opportunity, kind of like what Kraken's doing with Runes. They're leveraging these communities and these assets to also put themselves out there and grow as a company or a brand as well. So, you know, UpXE, I think, is probably taking advantage of this as well. And we're gonna see what happens, because something like this also lets me think that they're very confident that the Solana ETF is right around the corner, approval wise, and all these things, right? Because you don't put $500 million from a traditionally like TradFi style company into a treasury unless you feel like there's a good reason to, and the ETF is a good reason to.
Yeah, 100%. And maybe they're staking it, right? I mean, Solana, you actually get more yield on Solana than you do Ethereum. So that could be 100%. Nasdaq-listed CEA and 10x Capital announced a $500 million private placement to launch the largest BNB treasury company in the world. This is getting crazy, man. I mean, $500 million private placement, another one. This one's BNB. Are we about to see hundreds of these type of companies right now that are going to be doing SPACs? I don't even know if there's 100 SPACs available for these mergers.
Yeah, we're already seeing it. I think it's the very beginning of this. SPACs is the degen sector of TradFi. And so how big does this market get to? It could actually do something crazy because, we're not, I don't think we've reached bubble type conversations yet, but we could. You know what I mean? In terms of the SPAC bubble, the crypto SPAC bubble could be a thing. But I don't, I think whenever you hear that, and then at that point, I think we benefited from some of these blue chips like running up from the SPAC bubble or whatever, if that becomes a thing. And so this could be a very good thing for our short-term bags. Like when I say short-term, I mean 6 months to 12 months, right? But eventually I think like this eventually something happens to where you can't keep doing this. Like you're just not gonna be able to, there's not infinite amount of money to continually do this. You know what I mean? And so, but I think you could benefit the space, to really launch liquidity into these tokens that are like blue chips, and then people make profit, and then they want to make more, and it trickles down, right? We're going to see if this effect or this model actually works out the way I just explained it. But if it does, man, we could see something crazy happen in our space, the more degen space.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I'm at the point now where I might just go and just start buying up SPACs. So there's SPACs that are just there that are empty SPACs that you can just throw. Some of them are $5, $10, whatever. You can just throw money at them because it does seem like every SPAC is going to be a crypto company or a crypto holdings company in the future. So I might start looking into the SPACs regardless, just in case, and then sell them once it's announced, right? Because that could be a huge 10x easily, especially if, because we don't know which one these treasury companies are going to be, right? Some could be, who knows, maybe some could be like some degen coin, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So Bo Hines said the president's working group on digital assets has completed its 180-day report. It will be released publicly July 30th. America is now leading the way on digital assets. So I'm not sure what is in this report, but Bo Hines is seriously really bullish on this. He's very excited to talk about it on the 30th. So the 30th is tomorrow. So we're going to be getting this report tomorrow. This actually could pump crypto. There's a couple of words in there that we're really hoping to see. The one is strategic Bitcoin reserve. That would be absolutely insane. Or strategic crypto reserve, or like maybe a bill that has to go to Congress to get accepted for them to start buying crypto. Or maybe there's something in there where, they're going to start any money that is confiscated for whatever reason is going to be pushed into crypto. That's another rumor that's happening. If they confiscate, $1 billion from, fines or something, potentially that money could be pushed into crypto and into a buying type of environment. I don't know, man. What do you think is in this first? And second, do you think it pumps the markets tomorrow?
I think that there's probably going to be like a analysis report of, how healthy the crypto market is currently, all the regulations that have passed through Congress and our government, and like maybe like a roadmap that is what's to be expected for the next 180-day report, right? So I think it's just going to be like the health of the market, what has been accomplished and what is yet to come. I think those are the three main things that people are gonna be looking for in this report. There's gonna be extra stuff, like you said, in terms of the from a nation state perspective of the US, how they're gonna involve themselves. I think that's probably gonna sound pretty conservative, but conservative in the sense of like what they get if they're going to state anything, I think it's probably going to be just Bitcoin if they do state anything. At first, maybe they'll leave that open ended though. But it's gonna be interesting. Like you said, this is the first in-depth report that we're going to be getting. I think it needs to be very thorough. I think it needs to be very, you know, just informative for the institutions and corporations that are coming into crypto as well, and very clear cut for builders as well. Hey, like, you guys, don't worry, you're not going to be getting attacked for this, that, and the other. Follow the rules, but these rules are going to be like logical, not some crazy try to shut down innovation style stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, we'll see. All right, jump into Colin Toast Crypto Global M2 versus Inverse. So Colin actually added something new to his chart here. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's actually got really complicated now. So he's added the inverse DXY. So this is the DXY upside down. I don't know. But he kind of goes in here. He says, we are familiar with a global M2 money supply leading Bitcoin with 80% correlation. But what about the inverse DXY? Some have correctly pointed out that the inverse DXY is similar to the global M2 line. DXY is a measure of the U.S. strength versus a basket of 6 foreign currencies: Euro, Japanese yen, British pound, Canadian dollar, Swedish krona, and Swiss franc. So I wanted to see how similar that really is. I put them all in the same chart, and I created a script to shift the DXY line, invert it in the same manner as the global M2 money line. In this case, both lines are shifted forward by 90 days offset. It seems to me the inverse DXY, the blue line, and the global M2 yellow line do share movements, but I had to pick one as the most correlated with Bitcoin. I'd like to pick the M2. So basically, he correlated the inverse DXY, and he's right. It is very similar here, not so much back here, but here it is correlated.
Yeah,
to the upside.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, my bad. I thought the light yellow was Bitcoin. Yeah, so it looks just like the M2 supply, though.
I know. Well,
yeah. I mean, even when you go back too, like if you go back further, where like Bitcoin cuts off in terms of correlation, it's crazy. I know there's that little, but that's not that much in terms of like where it deviates. But yeah, I mean, the blue and the light yellow look very, very similar, and so I guess you could just pick one of those. But we've known that inverse DXY is is a good indicator for Bitcoin and where it's headed, but both of these are pointing in the same direction. I think that this is obviously a good sign. Money supply keeps hitting all-time high. Still, I know this is pulled back 90 days, but it's still hitting all-time high. Last week, I think it hit all-time high. So 90 days forward, which we got 5 months. So you're looking at like something like in October, it's still going to be thriving up, in my opinion, Bitcoin's price, right? So we have at least until October, and we'll see when that money supply starts to, go the other direction. Cause I think we got to start planning for that, at least for like a healthy pullback. 90 days at later, I guess you could say.
If we do peek out, I mean, this does look like a double top, I'm not gonna lie, on the DXY and the the M2. But I'm really hoping that it doesn't, and because right now we're projected to hit 175,000, if not higher, in November, right? But we definitely need these two to kind of flow up. But if they do start to cut rates, you are going to see these go up. They have to go up, right? Because there's going to be potentially more dollars borrowed and stuff like that, more dollars created for people to borrow, and you could potentially see this does jump up to 240, 250 potentially. But yeah, you're right. We definitely got to keep an eye on this. But as of right now, we have at least 90 days of upward momentum.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if interest rates get cut, for sure, we can expect probably the supply to continually go up, and the dollar go up along with it. It's just, what has been. It's a bit frustrating because I feel like the Fed has had such a strong influence on the success of sitting presidents. You know what I mean? Because if everybody feels like they're in a good economy, then they're going to vote one way for that next primary or that next presidential election. If they don't and they feel like pain, then they're going to vote the opposite way. So it's like even though like the Fed says they don't want to get involved with like political decisions, they are passively involved with it, and so right now that's why I think like Trump wants them to cut, because it's like a perfect time for everybody to start going into this euphoric style, everybody in society, mind you, because rates will go down. You can refinance is going to be a big booming market again. It won't be as good as COVID, but it will be close, you know what I mean, in terms of refinance, and people will definitely not think twice about it, because like I have family members, friends that didn't get in for that refinance in COVID, and they ended up buying actually at pretty high, because the opportunity was there for them to buy then, like from a financial stability standpoint. But they would like love to be able to refinance that, you know what I mean, especially if they're buying like mid to upper six-figure homes and stuff like that they bought. That's going to be like so juicy, and then that means more money flows into capital markets and all these things, and it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I'm like my sister does real estate here in Pennsylvania, and she was telling me that like the average mortgage rate right now is 8%, because the people's credits aren't that good. People that are buying right now are buying super high, right? And so bank to bank is 4.5, right? So banks need the riskier you are, the more interest you have to pay. And she's saying like lately she's been getting people 8%. People don't want to pay that, so people aren't buying. People aren't buying houses right now. So if we can cut by like a full point over the course of the next 12 months, I mean, potentially we can get those rates dropped potentially down to 5 or 6 for some people.
Yeah, and so this is kind of like a double-edged sword here, because some of the banks like the fact that they kind of locked people in at, like, for example, I know people that got into high six-figure $1 million homes that have great credit, or like really good credit, that paid 6.5%. And that was the good rate at that time.
Yeah.
Right. And so,
Still is.
And so like a bank doesn't want to let go of that. You know what I mean? But they can, there is a double-edged sword to that, where they'll be like, okay, well, we'll have more good and average credit. We'll get more volume of business that will make up for it. So they'll be okay with it. But it's still like those people, but the people that got in there at 6.5%, they want that 4.5%. That saves them on $1 million home. 2% saves them so much.
Yeah.
So
Yep. All right. So ETH bull run price. So Colin actually put out another chart here, and I'll just show this as well. He's saying, so basically he took this line from the top of the 2017 cycle, the top of the Ethereum price in 2021, and then here. And he's saying if history does repeat and we follow this line up, he's saying that we could hit anywhere between 18 and 25,000. And then a bear market actually being around 5,000. What do you think about this price target for Ethereum at between 18 and 25?
Yeah, man, that's so like high compared to where we are right now. So it's hard for me to envision 18 to 25. He is calling it around what, like mid 2026. So for me, like the conservative side of me thinks, okay, if we get 8 to 10 during that period, I think that's such a huge win. But I think we're gonna learn some things about Ethereum very soon in the next 3 months. First of all, is this just a hype train that the Tom Lees, the Sharp Links, all these companies that are pouring into Ethereum right now? Is it a hype train that they've created, meaning that like we could get to like 6,000 by end of year, but we pull back after that? Or is their vision that correct in terms of the Tom Lee coming out saying Ethereum is the next Bitcoin opportunity, similar to that, and the staking, in fact, is that attractive, and it there isn't a huge massive sell down with staking rewards and all these things, and it does propel past our expectations. If it's the second option, then I think this is somewhere in this crazier range is possible. If it's that first option, then I think Ethereum has success, but I think it pulls back after the end of this year, after it reaches 55 to 6,500. And next year, if we get all these rate cuts and like there's gonna be a much more business being built on EVM tech stack and all these stuff, then I can see us maybe ranging between that 6,500 and 10K by middle of next year. So both scenarios to me are win-win. there's obviously always a third scenario to where it doesn't perform as expected and stuff like that. But I would say that's probably like on the bottom end of that probability range, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong by that, by the way. So
yeah, 100%. I actually do think that 16 to 18,000 is kind of my target, because at $18,000 ETH, I did the math, is about $2 trillion Ethereum. So right now, Bitcoin is 2.4 trillion. So obviously, we are all kind of projecting Bitcoin to double from here, which will put Bitcoin around 250, and that would put Bitcoin around 4 trillion. And ETH is half of Bitcoin. 2 trillion is fair. I think 2 trillion is fair at that point, right? For Ethereum to kind of hit this 16 to 18,000. And my target has been May of 2026. I think we're going to hit a top here. So I'm kind of thinking we're going to hit between 16 and 18,000 right here, and then come back down and kind of maybe come back down to about 7,000 for this bear market low. But I'd be very happy with $16,000 to $18,000 Ethereum for sure.
oh yeah, I think
That's going to send everything else flying.
yeah, everybody would be happy with $18,000 Ethereum.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I'm just saying, if it doesn't hit 25, like, I think 16 to 18 is very, very awesome.
Yeah. I mean, 16, 18. I mean, if it hits 25, we're talking about a whole nother mentality of our space
$3 trillion.
and driving in a bunch of new participants globally. By the way, I know we focus so much on the US, which what they've been doing lately, you got to give them their flowers. They are trying to be that leading country, but let's not forget, China is a big player, Asia is a big player, Europe's a big player in crypto, and we're going to find out if we truly go into I do believe we go into this phase of just like, man, we're in this new financial system. There's so much money to be made, but a lot of smart like players and companies and stuff come in. It might not look the same way as we've envisioned it, but it's going to be a net positive going into the future here.
I agree. So ETH treasury company Bitmine Immersion estimates ETH price could reach 60,000 based on replacement value analysts from multiple researches. And then Tom Lee, the same company, Bitmine, Ethereum treasury firm, approves a $1 billion stock repurchase program. Its holding reaches 625,000. So they want to buy their stock. They're not buying Ethereum with this 1 billion. They're actually buying their stock back. So two things here. They're saying ETH could hit 60,000 and then immediately buy their stock back. What do you think's going through their head? Their stock actually dropped on this when it was told that this $1 billion was going to be used for a stock buyback and not an Ethereum buyback. The stock actually dropped, which normally it pumps.
Yeah. Maybe this is a vote of confidence that they're trying to tell their their holders, the board, hey, look, we're gonna do this, and the stock drops, and they buy their stock up cheap just to say, hey, we'll put our money where our mouth is. We think that we're gonna create this kind of flywheel with our stock, as along with this purchasing strategy with Ethereum, and you'll see how we're going to be successful here. I don't know how this plays out, but like the guy that's in charge, or the face of it, I got he's not very wrong very often. So
no, that's true. But I just thought it was funny. The stockholders like, no, we don't want stock. We want Ethereum. It's just because I think they were expecting the stock to pump off this news, but they were it dropped pretty heavy. It dropped like 6 or 7% in as soon as this was announced. And if they would have announced that they're buying Ethereum, it probably would have pumped 6 or 7%. So I don't know. I don't like this at all. And I think that Tom Lee's probably like, damn, I don't get it. But I don't know. I think that this was supposed to pump the stock, in my opinion, and it just didn't.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if they actually purchase it. It got approved for it. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. But that's the thing too. Is like people usually prepare for, like, if I say, hey, I'm going to buy this stock, they're all like, oh, let me buy it ahead of them. But instead they dumped it. It's different for sure. But let's jump into the crypto fear and greed here. So last week we were at a 67. Yesterday we're also at a 67. We are down today. We are in the low 60s. Would you like to take a guess?
62.
Pretty much. 63 right there. I don't know, man. I think this is fair. I think 63 is very fair. What do you think?
Yeah, I think 63 is a fair point right now, like our rating, I should say, of where we are. But also, don't be surprised if we get, we pull back to 3,700 ETH. Everything's focused on ETH right now.
Yeah.
And we get back to 3,700 ETH, high 3,600. This pulls back even more to finish off the month. I never like the ending of months, except for maybe December. If it's a good December, typically, to finish off the year. Every other month to me has been like just kind of tying things up, closing trades out, all those kind of things. And so I'm okay with the way we are right now at the end of the month. Tomorrow was Wednesday, so Thursday will be the last day of this month. Thursday and Friday, pay close attention. We'll be paying close attention, and then Monday is going to be a big day because Monday is really going to be the kickoff to August.
Yeah, 100%. Friday being the first is going to be like, see what happens. And you're right. So Sunday night, you're really going to get a telltale of kind of what happens for sure. All right. Let's kind of get into the Bitcoin price action and crypto bubbles brought to you guys by Artura. They're going to be joining us in about 25 minutes from right now. It's going to be awesome because Murion is somebody who looks at the charts nonstop. We're going to have him kind of going over a few things with us today. Really excited for that. And you got to remember, Artura is now live, guys. They're live over there. We actually did an interview last night with one of the co-founders of Botonics. Bullish, guys, very bullish. You can definitely check out that video. It'll be out later this week. Botonics is probably going to be one of the top L2s, maybe in the top chains eventually. The way they're doing stuff, definitely tune in for that video because it's super bullish. And I want you guys to get over there because what we're hearing is they're incentivizing the chain with Bitcoin by using Artura. Technically, you're going to be potentially getting an airdrop or some kind of claim or something of Bitcoin, guys. Definitely want to be over there. They have like the staked Bitcoin mechanism that they're using. Definitely. And Artura, those guys are going to be doing something to reward the early adopters as well. So you definitely want to be there. They're giving away points right now. So get on their leaderboard. There's only like 15 or 16 people on that leaderboard. Definitely want our community to win. I want you guys to get the incentives to using stuff like that. Super easy to bridge over there. Just go to Botonics, click on 2100, and then just deposit into there. We actually did a video of showing you guys that walkthrough. Go check out that video if you can't miss it. It's on our feed, and that'll actually walk you through exactly what to be doing. But guys, go check out Artura.finance.
Yes, sir, dude. So looking on my timeline because something came through. I think that scenario Hyperliquid might be starting, so you might want to jump into some research while I'm doing this. But yeah, some people are having a little anxiety about Hyperliquid right now. But besides that, guys, we're gonna ask you guys to help us out here on the YouTube side. Smash that like for us. As always, you guys are awesome, but help us out every day like you do, and we love you guys for that. Smash that like, sub to the channel, turn your notifications on, all that good stuff, so you know when we go live. On the X side, hit that like as well, share the space. Let's get as many people in here as possible. Same thing with Abstract. We love our Abstract crew as well. Thank you guys for helping us out. Let's get into some Bitcoin price action as Shizzy is researching that. I don't know how true it is. I just saw a couple posts on my timeline here. So let's go ahead and get in some Bitcoin price action while he looks into that. All right, cool. So a Bitcoin looks like we are, and then Bitcoin's dumping too. So I don't know if maybe this is part of that, but we shall see. This is pretty strong sell pressure. You see the blue and orange lines have crossed too, so we have officially gone into some sell pressure with Bitcoin at 117,500. We'll see if it did in fact have something to do with it, or maybe we're just selling down Bitcoin today. You can see also the stochastics is heading almost a nosedive to the oversold territory. We're sitting at 24 points there. Getting below that 20-point territory is officially oversold, but that doesn't mean that we go back up. No, when you cross that over, a lot of times you stay down there. We'll see how long we will stay down there. The thing that's getting me is this this momentum bar on the MACD looks really strong on the downside for Bitcoin. So just I'm going to be we'll be watching it, and we'll be updating you guys periodically if there's any other news or anything that's specifically causing this. Okay, so let's take a look here at the support and resistance for Bitcoin on the hour chart. Going back to 1 a.m. this morning, you can see that resistance is dominating right here. And after this, there's not very much volume at all below the 117,500 level. So if we do get below here, guys, we could see a free fall. If we see a free fall for Bitcoin, you know, we could see probably the 115 levels if some of this news is backing this up of why it's selling down. I don't think Hyperliquid would cause Bitcoin right now.
I'm seeing nothing, dude.
Are you not seeing much?
Anyone big? No, and Hyperliquid's kind of sideways
well,
there.
Look Kook up, because he's the one that has been talking about Hyperliquid a lot, and he's the post that I saw. Okay, so you see right here that we don't really have any support. Really, I mean, it does balance back out at the 117,550 level and above that as well. And we do have that support level at 117,700, but the volume here is low. So we're really going to have some big bids, and that would benefit and really push us up into this area. But then, you know, the domination happens on the resistance side again. So let's just see how far, you know, this bleed down lasts. It could be a temporary thing. So let's just keep our eye on that. We could, you know, let's look at the support levels on the hour chart as well. So I can use create some support levels below this area. So as you can see right here, we're seeing a support level at the what is this? And there's not much volume at this level though. The 115 232. So that would be kind of the first. Well, actually, right up here would be more likely. It'd be the 116 400. Then we go to probably this low 115 level, and then below that, if we go below that, you know, the strong support would probably come next at the 110. Oh wow, which I don't know. We haven't gotten below 113 since we've crossed 123. So, you know, we'll see if that happens. I don't think it does. I don't think we bleed down that much, but this is definitely a strong downtrend that we're seeing right here. But we also saw something like this happen on the 24th. So you saw this right here. So maybe this will be that first level of support, the 114 715. Well, we'll see. All right, we'll keep our eye on that to see if that is something that is legitimate or not. Looking at the 4 hour, the 4 hour does look like we just went into sell pressure as well. So we were trying to figure out, you know, what side it was going to pick here. It looks like it's picking the sell pressure. So that does give a little confirmation. Probably need a little bit more consistent, like MACD support to or like, you know, in terms of giving us that confirmation. So another larger red bar down here would do that. So we'll keep an eye on that. So far, you know, Bitcoin seems like it's going to be trending down to the downside today. Looking at the daily is, you know, being consistent here with the MACD sell pressure. So it does seem like it wants to keep with this choppiness, with the downtrend. But again, remember, we've been in these situations. The lowest that we've seen recently was a wick down to right here. So 114,653, right? So we really haven't seen anything like, you know, below that 114, low 114 area, or high 114 area, I should say. So almost 115. No, mid 114, 114,500. So look, we did have a long stretch for the buy pressure on the MACD on the daily. So we might go through a little bit here. So we'll just keep our eye on that. The weekly still looks okay. We've been through ups and downs with the weekly, but I do expect, you know, even if we have some chop here, maybe that second leg to finally come through to finish the year for the weekly chart. So I'm sticking with that until maybe we have some huge black swan or something. I don't think we will though. We'll see if we do. So that's Bitcoin for you guys. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is, like I said, it was the one that was in the spotlight, right? So the hour chart is giving us very similar to what Bitcoin is. We just started the sell pressure on the MACD on the 1 hour. Same thesis. I'm thinking, you know, kind of treading with some back and forth with a down side, right? So we'll see. I think the big level to break down for Ethereum would be getting below this level right here, which is that 3520. If we get below that, then, you know, that could be, you know, spell disaster here, because we really haven't, you know, challenged that ever since we crossed the 3840, 3860 mark. We haven't really gotten below that 3820. So, or sorry, 3520, I should say. All right, so kind of same thesis as Bitcoin for Ethereum, but maybe a slower downside to it. All right, so this is the daily chart. We've been talking a lot about this for Ethereum. 3 attempts in 2024 to crack 4,000. This is the first attempt in 2025. There's some levels of support here, though. Right, that first level is 3,300. This is if we do go break down below the 3,520 that I just talked about on the hour chart. This would be that first level of support, in my opinion. That the 3,300, right below that is 3,000. I don't think we get below 3,000, but if we do, because look, even if we did something similar to the first attempt in 2024 to 2025, you're still talking about 3,000 being kind of that level of support there. Yes, 2,800 was the last level of support, but it came back up. I just don't see us getting as low as that, but who knows? Eventually, I think I'm very confident that whether we get to 3,000 or 2,800, that we blast up to finish the year. I mean, we're too oversold to start, the first 6-7 months of this year for Ethereum. So that's how I view it for Ethereum. Do I see possible chop to the downside and touching these levels? Yes, I do, but I'm not super confident in that. But what's the probability? Decent, but not super. I don't feel like 70% on that. But if we do, I don't think it lasts. I am very confident that we do end the year blasting off here for ETH and blasting past the $4,000 mark. So that is where I am with Ethereum. Let's take a look at the crypto bubbles here. Obviously not going to be too green today as most things have pulled back here. You can see it's about 90-10, 90% pullback, 10% green. So start with the green here. Hex up 5.2%, HTX up 6.8%. Must have been some news with Weibo there. Crypto.com must have had some news as well. They pulled up 6%. You got XDC pulling up 3.6%. And KuCoin's token here up 1.5%. Flare barely up at 0.6%. And then a lot of red. You got Fartcoin down 17.8%. No bueno when Fartcoin is down 17.8%, guys. So I'm not trying to be a bear here. I'm just, today is a pullback day. That's fine.
So this morning, whatever, there was some news on the Fartcoin dump. A Fartcoin whale accidentally fat fingered a Fartcoin for pump. He was trying to trade for pump, and he accidentally fat fingered it, and he bought a crap load of pump instead of and he just kept it. Yeah, he apparently was in the no. He was buying the pump token. Yeah.
He was trying to get sold, but he meant to.
No, he was selling Fartcoin into a pump token, but he fat fingered it and did way too much, and it completely wrecked. And then people seen that he dumped.
So waterfall
happened.
Yeah, gotcha. That makes sense then. All right, Dog with Hat pulled back 8.4%. You got Stacks pulling back 5.7%. Does anybody talk about Stacks anymore? You got Radium pulling back 6.9%. Jupiter pulling back 7.8%. Probably gonna get some hate for that. Optimism pulling back 8.2%.
There's nobody there.
our boy Hunch, where's he at? Where's Hunch at? Optimism pulling back 8.2%. Virtuals pulling back 8%. Sonic pulling back 5.9%. Yeah, the market's pulled back, right? Pump has pulled back 1.3%. Let's take a look here at the top 200.
One thing real quick, the one thing that sucks with that is the coins that didn't run during July, they're all getting dumped even further. Like Sonic, for instance, right? It barely had any movement in July at all, and it's taking the brunt of the hit right now. And a lot of the tokens that really didn't run some of them are down the bear market lows. Like Sonic is bear market low right now.
Yeah, true. ZBCN, look at our guy Courtney Johnson. I saw you in the chat, man. You only chat whenever ZBCN is up a ton. No, I'm just messing. You are a longtime supporter, and we love you, man. All right, ZBCN is up 22.8% for our guy Courtney Johnson. Bro. Let's go. All right, Justin Sun's protocol on his Tron platform that has billions of dollars of volume, but 10 users. No, I'm just kidding. 6.7% increase there. Pulse X up 5.9%. So Pulse is still looking strong. Pulse up 5.5%, and Hex was up on page 1. So look, Richard Hart is doing his thing here. What else do we have? Aerodrome pulling back 7.4%. Eigenlayer pulling back 4.1%. M pulling back 6.8%. M is meme land. Turbo pulling back 3.3%. And Dog pulling back a whopping 6.2%. Yeah, so doesn't look too great, guys. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but as you can see, about 90% of the alt market has pulled back today, but that's okay. That's okay. We've had some runners that have kind of ran, the past couple of weeks. So this is, I think this is healthy. We'll see what happens. Obviously, nothing has gone absolutely nuts, except for BNB. BNB's hitting all-time highs every single day they do. But yeah, that is Bitcoin and crypto. Did you find anything on Hyperliquid at all?
Yeah, apparently the fundings is dropping. People are saying it's just a big whale who's just taking his funds out, but people are saying it also got hacked. That's what kind of a kook's saying. They're saying so that's why the funding is dropping on that. But I'm not seeing anywhere else besides kook. No one's really talking about it. So I mean, and then I looked it up deeper, and it says a whale had just exited.
Remove liquidity, basically.
He just removed liquidity and left, yeah, and removed it from the exchange or the chain, I guess you would say. But yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you gotta watch Kook, man. He likes to he likes to FUD markets
the pot
quickly. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and now he's bull posting it, by the way.
Yeah, of course he is, because he probably went short and then went long, and then and stuff like that. So all right, let's get into the roll call here. So every day I like to jump into the roll call, and we like to take the first comment in roll call and put it to a chart. Today it is Webdro for a fourth straight day, man.
Hey.
Taking advantage right now, and he actually tied. It's a tie now. Tie for first place. Let me show my chart here. Congratulations to Webdro, 39th win of the year. Lucky Luki also has 39. Look at this, 4 straight wins for the catch up, bro. This is a battle. This is a heavyweight battle right now between Webdro and Lucky Luki. So shout out to you guys, man, being that first comment of the day. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
I honestly, when we started this, I didn't think it was going to be a 2-man battle. Did you? I thought it was gonna be like 5 or 6 people.
I mean, it's a long time.
Year.
Yeah. So I don't know about 5 or 6, but I figured there'd be like once someone made like that aggressive push lead, then it kind of discourages some people, So, but don't get discouraged, because there's gonna be a second, third, and what we say, second through 4, fourth place.
3, but then we'll also do something. I was thinking something with something that we're building,
the wheel or something.
Yeah. So we'll definitely give everyone on here as well something special. So you definitely want to be a part of that. But definitely get on here, guys. Definitely get on here. But looking like Webdro or like Luki, you're the one's going to win that Bitcoin frog. But let's jump into some comments here. Obviously, Webdro, that first comment. It's so close now. It's a tie now, bro. It's not close anymore. Well, I guess it is close. It's a tie. Hydro Sapien is here. Shout out to my guys in my own chain bros. Appreciate you, my friend, here every single day. Hydro Sapien says, let's go. He says, we need Pumpamental. Yeah, we definitely do. Felix says, I told you crypto sucks A. What do you think about this comment? I don't know, man.
Did you tell us?
I don't remember you saying that crypto sucks A, but thank you so much for being here. OnePlus ad is here. Shout out to OnePlus ad. Rare Sats Dom, my guy. Appreciate you every single day. Merlin's lucky every single day, brother. He's just stake some Merle. I mean, 45% if you do 6 months. But yeah, definitely. Lucky Luke says, congrats, Webdro. Bitcoin is Truth says, I'm holding a massive bag of Ordi, thinking of rotating it into Dog. Not looking for financial advice, but what would you do? If you held a massive bag of Ordi, Yagobi, would you flip it for Dog?
Massive bag.
I feel like Jeopardy music should be playing.
Well, I mean, it's tough. Like Ordi, obviously,
it's not tough. It's not tough at all. Dog.
I think it's tough because Ordi's the leading BRC20, so there's that small percent chance that something does happen. But I think when it comes to community, there's absolutely no question whatsoever that the community is 5 to 10 times stronger than Ordi's community.
Well, let me ask you this then: which has more X's going forward, Ordi or Dog?
I mean,
because that's the real question, right?
Yeah.
Which is going to outperform the other?
That is the real question. Here is also another question. Binance lists 2 BRC20s right now.
Yeah.
Are they going to try to jump on this narrative of pushing BRC20? Do they give a crap? Why haven't they delisted them? So there's questions that are not like, I need answers to completely take Ordi out of the equation. Now, the questions that I do have answers to for Dog are Kraken is listed it. Kraken wants to support the infrastructure to the point to where hopefully they can make this viral, this ecosystem viral, or the standard viral, to open the eyes of possibly some other bigger centralized exchanges or entities, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
The problem is like you got Kraken, which, you know, we talked to one of our partners that's really knowledgeable in the centralized exchange market that probably put Kraken at like maybe like a size 6 to 10 out of all the centralized exchanges. And obviously Binance is number one in terms of size and volume. So that's the reason why I'm hesitating a little bit. Do I think Dog is going to go more viral? Do I think Dog has more community power? Absolutely. So the problem is that, like, if I have a huge bag of already at 200 million and Dog's at 300 million, you know, the one thing that partner did say though is that, like, Runes hasn't had its run yet, its actual aggressive run yet, and BRC20 has. So we've seen what that top looks like in not the bull market, mind you, though, but the ordinals bull market. But Dog has that opportunity to have Runes have the blow off the top opportunity, which they haven't had yet. So I would probably lean towards Dog.
Yeah, 100%. But like, think about this though. What catalysts does already have? I can give you 7 catalysts that Dog has, right?
So
Dog potentially has 7, 8 catalysts. I mean, Kraken, you know, they're pushing Dog heavy. They're not just listing it and stopping it like Binance did, right? With Ordi, they're actually continuing the push, right? And then you have potential Binance listing. You have OKX listing. Yeah, Dog has so much more catalysts than Ordi has.
Binance listing also has to have, like, you know, they have to have extreme convincing, and that partner said that same thing as well, right? But the goal is to get there. That's the goal with Kraken.
AIXBT is saying that.
Yeah, that's the Kraken. Well, AIXBT is a has been.
Well, I'm just saying, bro. It's saying it's on the timeline, continuously saying Binance.
Hopefully he doesn't come at me. No, I'm just messing around.
He's coming for you now, bro. You're gonna wake up to some AIXBT tweets tomorrow.
But what I was saying is that, like, yeah. So I think you're right. There's more catalysts for Dog. You have, I can name them pretty quickly. You have the Kraken support. You have a publicly traded company support that's created a reserve. You have huge account support in terms of influencers in crypto in general, and not just the Bitcoin ecosystem influencers. You're talking about crypto influencers that have hundreds of thousands of followers that are not actually plugged into the Bitcoin ecosystem, that are bullish on Dog. They're learning about it now. And then you have some of these possible, like, you know, what is it? Other centralized exchanges. You know, I won't put Binance's name or anybody's name, but there's some that will be out there that are looking to do it. The last thing that's, I think, is the biggest one is the infrastructure build out. It's not close. The build out for infrastructure is about 4 times the build out infrastructure for BRC20 on the Rune side. When I say that, you got Arch building for it. Middle is going to try to support it. All these, you know, scaling solutions are supporting it. ICP supports it. Cardano, whatever they come out with when they do to support Runes, are going to have something to support it. None of them are building for BRC20 specifically right now.
Nobody's building for BRC20.
But Patapoo has
BRC 2.0. Yeah, right. I mean, there is no BRC 1.0. It's garbage.
Yeah, Patapoo has one good point here. He says Ordi has China. We'll see. But China, one thing China has, they definitely have a lot of pride. So just like a lot of nation states, but one thing they eventually, what can overcome them to make a different decision is number go up. If number eventually go up to the point to where they're just like, okay, the Chinese whales cannot ignore it anymore. They'll be in.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Abstract is here with a yo. Spindrift says, "What's up, guys?" Vader Time says, "Dog or Mim right now?" Ooh, I'm gonna say Mim, bro. I just think that Mim has the catalyst for this weekend potentially could be listing on Kraken.
I think Mim has a really strong opportunity to go up, and I see Runes Dex in the chat, and I know our guy he's been big on Mim since it went back to 30 million, right? So congrats on your win if you were in that. But you know, the thing about, like, Mim is the lore behind Mim can really propel that meme. It can really propel, but I will say in the short term, careful. We're at 85. and I think when the listing happens, maybe we get to 125, and then I think we pull back a bit. But then I think long term, it's number 2. It stays there.
Yeah, but the NFTs too. What is he going to do with the NFTs? I mean, he's putting 9,000 new NFTs, whatever it is, whatever
Could
the
be an
difference is
airdrop.
between.
Could be an airdrop too.
It could be a burn. I'd rather him burn MIM to get one of these, like a full burn. I mean, that would be. Think about that, dude.
Be big. Yeah, that would be big.
Chips and Dip says 2 streams in one day. Yes, we have a stream later tonight. Join us later tonight with at 7 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, 100% 2 streams one day. We're gonna be doing one with our good friends at Tokyo. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. Check that out later. K99 says I think August will be flat. What do you guys think? I'm actually leaning towards a kind of a flat August.
Me too. Me too. A little bit of flat with maybe some pull down to scare some people out of their positions and that kind of thing. But with these last 5 months, anything can happen because there's so many like catalysts that haven't triggered yet, right? Like, you know, more regulation, ETFs, rate cuts, more institutional corporate. We even had we've had some big corporations start to like PayPal, but they did that before. We haven't had the Googles, the Apples, the Microsofts really come out and say, imagine one of those companies saying, we have adopted EVM into this product that we're releasing, or et cetera, et cetera. Those are catalysts that are still out there. So
yeah, 100%. Nighthawk says GM Shizzy Yagobi. I love these GMs because they make up for the missing Twitter GMs. Yeah, there's a lot of missing Twitter GMs for sure. Courtney Johnson said, "What's up, fellas?" Erdrick is here. Says, "Butt mullets is the new outfit." We're gonna look at that later today because I don't know, man. That's really funny. Choda says, "So ETF news will bring it the alt season." I think so. I think October could really bring a lot of ETFs, but I think, you know, potentially before October, you might see a lot of hype going into that. Malam Yuri is here. Shout to Malam. Lackey Lukey again. Chief Axel again. Courtney Johnson says, "Hope you got a moon bag of ZVCN." Yeah, dude, you've been championing that, dude. Championing that for a while. Patty Boo says, sup. Super fan is here with a GM, my guy. Coach Cats is here with the coffee and the donuts and the dog go to the moon. Shout out to Cash Cats every single day, buddy. Appreciate you. Toast is here, my guy. GM On-Chain Revolution. Cash Cats says, red days like these, opportunity days, money made in the red. 100%. Runes Dex is here. Yagobi spitting truths today. Kooks gets respect for hyping Bitcoin Bro Bear. Yeah, he does. Mark is here. Shout out to Mark. It's been a long time, my friend. Hi, guys. Let's all season get going. Mark is with the launch punks. Memex is here. So, did you guys hear about the new stable floor coin for our Pepe community? Pepe USD, made by Pepe OG, can't go below $1 and currently at $2. Dropped yesterday. We'll look into that. We'll definitely look into that. Cash Cats, I lean towards dog too. Patty Poos already has China. He says, I have both put in half, not financial voice. That's true, too. You could go half and half. RuneSec says China loves dog in so many ways. I haven't really seen China really pump dog that much.
There's a couple Chinese influencers that there was one that I would go back and forth with the Billy community, and I'm about to crank it back up with the Billy community, guys.
Come on, dude, bring it, bro.
Yeah. I'm like Hulk. You've only seen my green Hulk. You haven't seen my red Hulk yet. My red Hulk is coming out.
100%, man. Erdrick says a great meme should take morning train and work from 9 to 5. And all right, shout out to you.
Bro,
good comment.
When Mr. Yin is back, we are back. We got to get Mr. Yin back, man.
Yep. Maybe we can get Mr. Yen listed on Artura. Ordy Dog, Cash Cats has MIM been crushing it, has been. And the last comment here, I still don't have enough MIM. It's always sell the news until hit the bull. Yeah, 100%, dude. I actually built a little bit of MIM this morning, really bullish on potential Kraken listing and the ETFs. But that is a lot of comments today, guys. We got 429 people in here. Absolutely amazing. Appreciate every single one of you guys, man. But every week we like to show some love to one of our partners here, and they're actually here, going to be joining us right now. That partner today is the great guys at Artura. We talk about them every day. They power the Bitcoin price action. I love these guys. They are building something truly special. They're building on Botonics, the L2. We actually talked to one of the co-founders yesterday. We're going to be putting out that video later this week. It's going to be absolutely awesome, guys. Tune in for that video. You're going to want to learn all about Botonics. She is absolutely amazing. She gave us a really, really, strong push for why Botonics could be the leading L2. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win that race, but Artura is building there. Artura, you definitely want to bridge over there. It's actually super easy. Just go to 21 a Bitcoin World, and that'll actually take you to it. We actually put a video out on getting you over there as well. You can check that out. You can't miss it. It's in our feed, and that'll walk you through exactly how to get PUSD and get on Artura. We're actually going to be putting out an airdrop video this Sunday as well, actually showcasing the entire Botonics airdrop system potentially anywhere you can earn points, right? We're actually going to be putting in that video because we're hunting, guys. We think Botonics, they're incentivizing with Bitcoin, right? So definitely want to be a part of that. So without further ado, let's bring up the guys. We got Instant, we got Murion. Guys, welcome back to On-Chain Revolution. Thanks so much for being here.
GM,
Yo.
thanks for having us.
How you guys doing?
It's the sprint is just beginning. We're very excited, I think, for all the wonderful things to come. Seems like the space is heating up too. I did see you guys, a lot of the rune space I think has been heating up, especially. I saw you guys talking about that earlier. So I don't know what that means exactly, but it could be very bullish. We do have some announcements for runes stored in our bag that we can't say anything just yet, but I think it'll help also shake up the ecosystem as well.
Yeah, I mean, like we've been excited about Artura and the possibility of being able to trade Bitcoin fungibles, and we know that's been kind of in the plans for a bit. But the overall market right now is kind of confusing. It's a little bit back and forth, right? I'm not biting right now. I've exited the market for Ethereum because I feel like they keep teasing that 3,800 kind of price range. I'm curious, Murion, are you feeling the same way as I am? Do you need further conviction? Do you need it to get to 4,000, a little bit past it? Then you're like, okay, I'm back in a new session, or are you not waiting and you want to be in the market right now? What do you think?
So currently tomorrow there is a FOMC meeting, so now we are dumping a bit because people are there risking. They don't want to exposure to the risk currently. But also I saw a pretty good post on the Twitter that since 2020 August has been Bitcoin's second worst performing month after September, and every fourth year of the bull it flips green, and we are in that year that it needs to flip green. So we'll see how this August goes.
Yeah. So in August, if I know you don't like to do price prediction, so I'm not going to ask you to do that. But right now, what does your intuition say about August? Does it say we'll probably have a bit of sideways and kind of tricking both sides a bit?
So monthly close is in 3 days, and you can see on all the charts it's going to be a pretty good monthly close. Monthly is like the biggest time frame I'm using and is the strongest one. So it's gonna create a breakout on basically all altcoins, and Bitcoin, for example, Ethereum as well. So I'm expecting good times on weekly as well. Bitcoin is respecting the weekly FEG. Now it's a bit dumping, and potentially we can just go higher from the previous day low. But everything is bullish on the chart, so there is nothing to be bearish here.
Yeah, that monthly chart actually looks amazing. I'm embarrassed that I haven't looked at that. I mean, if you look at the MACD on that monthly chart, it looks really, really great. It looks like the perfect setup actually to end the year.
Yeah,
exactly.
man. And this is actually a tweet from Murion earlier today. He said, ETH view, flip context monthly, seeking swing high. On a weekly, also stronger than BTC due to fill of FVG with SMT. So please help me. I don't know what any of this means.
So, for example, you see that I marked a rectangle on the monthly chart, and that level is being disrespected all over that box rectangle. Yeah, it's being disrespected, and if it gets disrespected, it should seek high, opposing high, and we have a swing high that is seeking into. And on the weekly chart, if you pull up the weekly chart, we have a weekly fair value gap. That's a 3-drive pattern, and we have a gap in price, and we can see that the price and week, for example, didn't touch that gap. And on the BTC chart, it actually touched it, which means that BTC is a weaker asset because it dumped into that area, and that is showing that Ethereum is much stronger currently, and
Wow.
that
Yeah,
you should go
Ethereum.
with a stronger asset. Yeah, that S&T is a smart money technique. So, for example,
So
if go
good.
ahead.
No good. No good.
What?
No
Go
good.
ahead.
Finish
Go
your
ahead,
saying. I'm
Marian.
sorry. I thought you
Oh,
were done.
yeah. So just saying that, like Ethereum, if you go to the weekly chart, you see that gap, 3 drive pattern, and for example, previous week low is not swept. You see, and then you go
Gotcha.
to the
Yeah, yeah.
BTC chart. You see that BTC chart. You can see that we have a pretty good week in that gap. Previous week low.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's S&T. It shows that Ethereum is much stronger because it
Yeah, over
has
the
that strength and it's not going into that gap.
yeah, I hear see what you're saying. It's if you go back to 3 weeks, it's super strong, while Bitcoin has just been really just sideways since its move up in the first week of July. So you're right. Yeah, Ethereum is so much stronger right now than Bitcoin, but we are going sideways a little bit as well. Do you think that next
Exactly.
week we could pop above this? Do you think the next weekly candle is the one that does it?
I hope so because we're gonna have a huge monthly candle close. We should move up.
Ooh. Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
huge, yeah.
That's gonna
Monthly
be awesome.
should seek that. Yeah, it should seek that 4.1K level.
Okay, so speaking of this, you can see that like there's been about 3 previous attempts to crack $4,000, right?
Yeah,
In 2024. This is only our first, and I keep saying this because it just is obvious. It's glaring obvious that like ETH was oversold the first 4.5 months of this year, 5 months. Look at that sell down of the candle. We didn't experience a sell down like that in 2024, which was the Bitcoin halving year. And now we're finally attempting that $4,000 kind of a mark again. And I think we matched the oversold with overbought ending the year. Does that make sense or no?
it makes sense. Also, incorporating BTC dominance chart is rocking.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
it's
For
breaking
sure.
so good, especially on the monthly chart as well.
Well, I always feel good whenever Murion is giving me confirmation because he's a lot better than I am at this stuff. And, we're on the same page here. I did have a little bit more anxiety, I think, than you did, constantly tagging the 3,800 and then pulling back. But great breakdown. And that's what you guys get whenever we get Artura on for the Tuesday update. We get like a really in-depth trader experienced mind in Murion, but we also get Instant, which knows everything that's happening behind the scenes from the builders or the developer team and the marketing side for Artura. So Instant, is there any updates or anything that you guys have for Artura, maybe for the audience? Nothing, it doesn't have to be big, or if you don't have any, that's fine as well.
Yeah, no. So I think the last week, last 2 weeks, we launched mainnet. This is obviously step one in Artura's master plan to take over the Bitcoin ecosystem.
I like it. I like it.
So I think what users should be looking out for in terms of Artura, and what's next is the step 2 of the master plan is to onboard more assets to give users more options to trade. This does include runes. I don't think we've announced which ones we are onboarding, but runes are on there. This also includes RWAs as well if people want to trade those. We have some of those coming out. And also, we're going to be starting our point system up very soon. We just closed out our NFT whitelist, or we're about to close that out. So it's going to give you boosted points multipliers in all of our in our points program for XP, and then that's going to be released soon. And these are just 2 of the very big announcements that we have planned. No details have come out officially quite yet. But that's some alpha for everybody in the audience listening.
Bullish, man. 100% bullish. Really excited, dude. I mean, real world assets. That's gonna be a fun time. I would love to trade that for sure. And you guys are now 2100 a Bitcoin world. This is what I was talking about earlier. You guys do have this chest here. We talked about this last week, but it says coming soon. When can we expect this to be lit up? I mean, I live here now. I moved in. I live back here.
It's gonna be,
right here. This is my house.
It's very soon. We're just wrapping some stuff on the API. So what this is part of, Shizzy, and I've worked for everyone's audience. I know you know already, but Botanix has their whole campaign where they're going to be airdropping Bitcoin to people who use all the apps in their ecosystem and use their mainnet. So we're just finishing some API stuff in the back, and once we release all that, you can actually earn real Bitcoin just by using our platform and making trades in Artura. That will be through Interact, and when that's already, you come to 2100 Bitcoin world. You can see our treasure chest icon light up, and then it'll take you to all the pages that you need to go in order to get started.
Yeah, really excited for that. If you guys head over to, there is a back here, this is the swap to get PUSD, and you'll see here they have the Interact task 1 and task 2. I'm actually in the process of completing pretty much all of them over here. I want to be, there's a bunch of them, guys. Definitely want to be a part of this, and I can't wait for Artura to get lit up and have that over there as well. But right now, you guys can go over to Artura.finance, hit the enter app button. You'll have this quick load screen. You'll pop in, and you guys can get started. Like I said, you will need some PUSD. We did a full tutorial video on that, walking you through exactly how to do that. There's actually a lot more liquidity now with PUSD to where there's no kind of slippages at all. I mean, slippage is like, it's less than 1% at this point. So it's definitely a good time to do it if you're interested. And then you head over to Artura. And this is kind of where I want to be, right? I want to be on this list. Being on this list is where technically I'm going to get the most points.
Yeah, definitely. It's we're going to be calculating like not only like Botanix, but like making trades. Once you hit 10K volume, you can start referring others as well, so you can actually earn from your network as well. Depositing our vaults is also a huge one. These are all things that you want to do in order to really maximize all of Artura's rewards on Botanix and our own reward system as well.
Yeah, 100%. Could you actually explain what the vaults is, just for anyone new for the first time that is here?
Yeah, so basically it's our way of providing liquidity to the platform to facilitate all the trades that go on. Right now we just have PUSD, but there is going to be different sources of stables and collateral that's going to be coming out as well. So some of it's going to be like easier to bridge over. PUSD can, if you don't have any PUSD. But yeah, basically you go in, you can deposit. We do have, yield generated from this. So we do offer up to 30% APY for depositing in the vaults. And you essentially earn from the user fees generated on our platform. So it's kind of in some ways you're like being kind of like part of the house within our platform and earning some of the revenue share that we generate. And then, there's also boosted yield from locking it up, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just, if you're familiar with any of the other perp dexes that have Vault, it's kind of the same lane. You really help out the platform and you get a chunk of the revenue.
Can't beat that, man. It's better than staking because the better the platform does, the more you earn for sure. TVL right now is super low. So guys, you have an opportunity right now to kind of get in there. I mean, obviously you guys are in. What do you guys call this? Basically alpha, or is this beta? Do you have a name for what you guys are doing right now?
Right now, I think it's just phase 1. It's the base features. Yeah, it's all the base features of the platform. But like what we're trying to do is really maximize the rewards for early users who join. So things are kind of low right now. We haven't really begun the full marketing process yet, which is going to be rolling out soon in phase 2. So if you're trying to like jump on like a very like an early project, then like this is the best time because the longer you wait, the less rewards that you're going to have available to you.
Yeah, man, you guys heard it. You guys have such an opportunity right now with Artura. We talk about it every single day, but such an opportunity, and be a part of it. Be a part of the community. Join their Discord as well. But yeah, we want to get into the next.
Yeah. we talked about already kind of the roadmap a little bit, and we're not going to ask you for specific dates, but we talked about Bitcoin fungibles and then some of these more TradFi familiar assets, but maybe some of them might be familiar to the crypto space as well. Are you talking about like big names? And you don't have to say yes or no, but is this what you guys are thinking? You can, maybe comment on that, like the Coinbase, the MicroStrategy, those type of names, or more traditional like Google and Apple.
I think we're definitely trying to appeal to the big names in the crypto sphere first and foremost. Those other ones are something that we're looking into, but I think people want to like degen really in the crypto sphere, and so that's what we're sticking with.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, if you could take like a position on Coinbase in a DeFi way, right? That's pretty awesome. Especially Coinbase has been thriving, and in MicroStrategy as well. So that's going to be interesting. And that's, in my opinion, that's what I think is going to set you guys apart. Is like looking for DeFi perps and leverage platforms that offer something different than what the thousands of ones that exist out there are already offering. So
yeah, we definitely want to offer like niche assets. I think that was always our goal, even before we rebranded to Artura, was offering like very niche assets, through like Bitcoin, assets, things like that, like the runes, and that's always been our mission, is to deliver like unique assets and niches that other perp dexes just simply aren't capable of trading. And that's only going to expand from here on out.
But by the way, we had Alicia Painter on, which is a co-founder of Botonics. Is it Botonics or Botanics?
I say Botanics.
Okay, Botanics, which is the spider chain. And we were, first of all, she mentioned you guys, so she talked highly of you guys, and she also basically broke down how the spider chain works. And they truly try to make it as decentralized in a proof of stake environment, but you're staking Bitcoin on Bitcoin layer 1 to earn more Bitcoin, from how their proof of stake works. So it's actually really interesting. But the multi-sig, the MS1 that goes to the MS2, that goes to the MS3, and they start with, I think she said 100 node runners, and then the objective is to get to 100,000 or something 6 months down the road, is crazy. So was that kind of part of maybe like, did you guys run into any issues with integration at first because of the way that they work, or because it's different, right, their approach?
I think like they do seem to be much more aligned with like Bitcoin's ethos than I think a lot of the other L2s out there, which is something that we really like as a Bitcoin native perp dex. But I would say like in terms of getting any product launched on any chain, I think there's always issues that come about randomly. I think like their technology is new, so it's not always as straightforward as some of these other chains. I think like issues facing and how difficult it was to launch on. I think that's like something that I think our devs more could answer than I could myself. But I think it just
how was the support? How was the support that like their team gave you guys as a builder? Was it pretty good support, or was it medium? How did you feel like that from that perspective?
I think Botanics does a really good job of having their team widely available for people to use, and they really help out not only the builders but the community as well. I think that whole Botanics community is like super heartwarming, and it's they did a long it took a long time, and they did a really good job of cultivating it, and there's a great team behind it, really smart people. So that's like one of the winners that we're betting on in the L2 race. I think it's a slow start, but sometimes like a slow start is the best way, once the ball really starts to pick up down the road, which we think it will.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if Botonics does take the reins as one of the top Bitcoin L2s, I mean, you guys are only going to be looked at as one of the top dApps over there. So it's going to be fun to see. It's going to be fun to watch, and definitely it's been amazing to kind of watch you guys grow. But this has been absolutely awesome, and we'd love to give you guys a stage one last time to kind of say some final words. We'll start with you, Murion.
Up only from here. All for me.
Ooh, he's usually not that cocky. I like it.
This is different Murion, bro.
I'm longing everything today after the show.
That's fine.
Yeah, awesome. Test Test your conviction on Artura.
There you go. That was a layup right there, by the way. Yeah, go to artura.finance, guys. Mess with the platform. You know, you can take positions on Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. Soon they will have more assets as well. You know, they have the Bitcoin fungibles on the roadmap, as well as some of these non-traditional assets in crypto, at least, and they're going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. But we appreciate. Go ahead.
I did see a comment here. I just want to get this before you guys go. Instant, if you have a few seconds. He's the AI financial advisors are all the rage. Has Artura tested their AI complexity against a TradFi expert advisor?
We have not. That's something that would be interesting to look into. If there's more information on that, yeah, would love to feel free to drop us a DM. Always interested in connecting with some cool technology.
Yeah. Well, we might have somebody actually to connect you with on that is actually adding EVM. So that could be really interesting. But yeah, exactly. Well, Instant, it's been amazing. We'll can't wait to have you back on next week, but appreciate your time and we'll talk to you soon, sir.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Hey, buddy. Absolutely awesome as always, man. Hustle was great there.
Yeah. I mean, dude, Hustle. And I know Stan's like hype about Hustle because like Hustle's like starting to take over the crypto verse. But adding the EVM tech stack is going to be absolutely nuts. And the whole thing with migrate.fun being able to, they put a post out and said, hey, look, you don't have to be a project that's in Solana that wants to migrate to like bonk fun on Solana. You can be on EVM and do it. We have the setup to be able to do that without too much, additional, deving on that side of things. But it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. And I agree. I think being one of these perp decks, like right now, Hyperliquid, I don't know of an AI tool that they have there, but if you have an AI assistant like on Artura, that also another thing that can separate them. So
yeah, 100%. Jump to some more topics here. So Circle Internet Group and FIS, Fidelity National Information Services, has announced a strategic partnership aimed at enabling U.S. financial institutions to conduct transactions using USDC. I don't know what the hell Fidelity National Information Service is, if it's connected to Fidelity or not. I probably should have looked into that. I meant to look into that. But they've announced a strategic partnership. I mean, this is Circle, man, is going to, in my opinion, is going to be one of the leading companies in the world one day, up there with Google and potential Microsoft and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they've had the corporate structure since day one. And, you can hate corporations, you can hate TradFi, you can hate all these things, but they, were the ones that were able to set up like new companies and new startups with success, right? If you have enough capital, you have the right people in place, it's almost inevitable that it's going to be $1 billion company, or at least like somewhere close to that. And I think Circle's definitely done it. They've done it their way. Rich get richer, whatever you want to say. It is true. That is their approach, but the rich will get richer with this. That is a fact. And so that's how I view them.
Yeah. Well, the rich always get richer, right? But if you can be a minnow and you can attach yourself to a whale and kind of do some stuff like that, I mean, if you can follow that whale, bro, follow him. Just attach yourself to him and move up. But ARK Invest picks Sol Strategies as its exclusive staking provider for Solana. So we do know that Sol Strategies is one of the the Solana strategy companies, publicly traded, and they are staking their Solana. But ARK now is, so potentially ARK's going to be getting yield from their Solana, which potentially could have them buy more. What do you think about this? First off, why do you think ARK just didn't do it themselves? And two, why do you think they picked Sol Strategies?
I think they didn't do it themselves because I don't think that they have enough experience to do this. But I think
you're a billion-dollar company. You hire somebody, you create a department.
Yeah, but in their mind, they just would rather have a trustable third party that they can legally bind to any issues or anything like that. They can take them to court and sue the heck out of them. And so to them, they don't want the headache. They don't want to do an internal training and new department and all that stuff. So they'd rather just focus on do what they do best, basically, right? Which to me is short-term strategy and speculative stuff, because they suck at midterm and long-term. I mean, I'm just telling you what I've seen, like and I'll say it was a very speculative market in itself. And so they've gotten some picks right that are midterm and long-term, Tesla, stuff like that. But last in 2021. So I'm saying this because I think that Sol will have a great run up this cycle. But like, I probably want to exit Sol, as it's like we're having, all this build up, right? New all-time high. Cool. I'm getting out at 500, getting out at 600, whatever your mark is, get out. That's the thing. That's how I feel about ARK Invest. And maybe I'm biased because I did follow a couple of the picks that like it went to, but with that being said, they are good at what they do for the most part. And them putting their name to a Sol's, reserve or whatever, treasury or whatever this is going to be is a big deal for Sol, because it will help pump it short term.
Yeah, I agree, but it's super easy to stake. Like, you can stake through a ledger. I mean, I don't understand why like you would need them to do this for you. I mean, I've staked, on Polkadot, I've staked on Cosmos. It's really easy through a ledger because you just kind of pick the validator that you want. You can be your own validator, but I just don't see the necessity.
They just don't want to mess with it. They just don't want to mess.
There's nothing to mess with.
But they're making hundreds of millions of dollars of decisions for a reason, and to them, their reason is they don't want to mess with anything internally. They want to have it done through a third party.
I just don't think you understand how easy it is to stake.
No, it doesn't matter. I know how easy it is, but they don't probably know, and they feel like they also like don't want to mess anything up. They don't want to also train a whole department, create
their own Solana.
And create a whole department for it. Or
it's
like
not a department. You can have
that department. Yeah, but
a side job.
Then you have a side job for hundreds of millions of dollars.
I could do it in 10 minutes. It doesn't matter the money. It doesn't matter the amount of Solana. You seriously just go to the validator button. You pick a validator, and you go to.
Chizzy, you're not understanding how corporations think, though. They think like this: if that one person messes up, they're screwed. I'm just saying.
There's nothing to mess up,
dude. There's people that like mess up every day. You know what I mean? So like this could happen. There's been like Bitcoin whales and other whales that have messed up and sent things to the wrong place or opened, like for example, the BitGet hack. Like that was a multi-sig that had multiple checks and balances, and the guy that he was the CEO or whatever. He was the last person. How could he mess up? How could he mess up hundreds of million?
You're talking about
the ETH hack. Or whatever it was. Yeah, like how could he mess up? It's that easy.
You're talking about Bybit, the Bybit.
Yeah.
$100 million.
So that's my point. It's not that like I get like from a conceptual like or logical mentality, it is easy to do, but it's also if the third party messes up, they can sue them. If that one person messes up, that's a part of their company. They're not going to sue one employee and get anything back. But if the third party messes up, they can actually take them to court. They can take funds from them and legally most likely get it back, is what I'm trying to say, or a large percentage. They won't be able to do that with an internal employee or a side job guy.
I mean, I just don't think it's hard at all. It's super. I don't know. Maybe
it's not worth the risk.
You're right about that. Yeah, I guess so. Kathy Wood could do it. Like, that's how easy it is. But Bakkt stock plummets 40% after announcing a pricing of $75 million public offering. So, dude, it's crazy. These companies now it used to be like, hey, we're raising money and it pumps, but now it's going the other way for Bitcoin anyway. But if you do a Solana one or a Hyperliquid one, stock flies up. Why do you think these companies now are actually dropping for these Bitcoin buys, but no longer dropping for these Hyperliquid or Solana or Ethereum buys? It's crazy. I thought this was really interesting.
Yeah, I think that some parts of the market, like TradFi, is the successful people by most counts are more conservative than they are risky, and so they see like they're like, but at this point, it's like, okay, that's been done. And the people that are doing it have made a lot of money, and Bitcoin's at $120,000 now. So to them, this is a risky thing for them at this point. But they probably should have did this 6 months ago, or at least 6 to 8 months ago. Now I think it's hard. You're probably better off doing a different token that hasn't ran up yet. I mean, Bitcoin, we all believe that there's still room here, but a 2x versus an ETH could be a 5x, or a Solana that could be a 4x or 5x, or another strong token that has strong fundamentals. And so I think maybe that's why.
Yeah, probably. I just think people are just kind of like bored of Bitcoin, which is really, really good for the alts. The fact that TradFi is getting bored of Bitcoin.
What's $75 million going to do for Bitcoin right now?
But 40% dump though for Bakkt. I mean, that's a lot, dude. It's a lot. But yeah, let's move along here. Another day, another runes post by the CEO of Kraken. So he had another one yesterday, and I think this is absolutely fire, bro. We should use this as a thumbnail when these do get listed, because this thing is absolutely fire. But again, you see Mim with the anonymous mask on, which I thought was pretty funny. You see the puppets hanging off the top. Another Mim in there. And you see Lobo, Billy. I don't see Gizmo in this one unless he's like in the water or something.
He wasn't in the last one either.
I thought he was. Was he sitting in the chair?
No, unless I'm wrong. Let's look at it.
Isn't that Gizmo? Or is that Bro Bear?
Who is that?
I don't know.
Somebody. I think it's supposed to be like the ones that are clear are the ones I'm paying attention to.
Oh, you know what, dude? I didn't notice this.
Is that
Dog, Mim, Gizmo, Pups? I'm sorry, Billy, Pups, and Lobo. Did you notice this on the screen?
But who's on there?
It's Dog, Mim, Gizmo, Billy, Pups, Lobo.
Dog, Mim, Gizmo,
Billy,
yeah. Pups, Lobo. And then there were 5.
6, but good dog.
Yeah. And then there were 6.
But dude, I don't know. Every single day, bro, he has posted it. So you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking this Friday, which is the first of the month, they're going to put out one of those lists that they've done multiple times where it says coins that are going to be listed in the next month. And they put one out July 1st. I think you had Dog on there. You had a bunch of other ones on there as well. And we do know that Dog, and I think it was July, right? Or it might have been late June. Dog and Merlin were both listed over there. Do you think they're going to put one out this week or maybe Friday saying, hey, we're going to be listing these tokens and potentially have these 5 on there?
That could happen, man. I hope it does.
Would that pump the prices? It pumped Dog.
But you have to yes, it would. But you have to also understand this. So just because they have all 5 on there doesn't mean that they're going to do them all 5 at once. Because if you remember,
as long as they're on that paper, though.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Like you made the cut. You made the A team, basically, right? You made the basketball team or football team or the list, right? And then but it's one by one. It's like Dog and Merlin were on the same list, but then Dog listed first and Merlin listed, I think, 3 weeks later or something like that, or 2 weeks later. Same thing, I think, here. I think Mim lists first, but I think all of them could be on that list. And I'm getting excited, dude.
Me too.
So this is big. Excited. This is big. And this could be really, really big. So we'll see.
What would you say to someone who doesn't have runes? Someone watching right now who's not sitting on any runes. What would you say to them?
You got till Friday, right? I think
that's the rumor. They're gonna put out August 1st. They're gonna put out a new paper, and he's leading up to Ancient Kraken is coming, and the Kraken is eating up the runes here. Like this is getting me so excited because I own every single one of these runes here. But I'm definitely excited. But dude, it's been almost every single day he's posted about runes in some type of way, right? Mim and Gizmo.
Oh, okay.
Gizmo though. That is a Chad ass Gizmo. This might be the new background on my computer. I'm not gonna lie. That's fire. That's fire. But yeah, let's move along here. Got some a couple more things super quick. The Bitcoin Wizard inscribing history. So this is absolutely insane. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, here it is. So I have a few questions for you on this. So the first one would be, are you bullish on the Bitcoin Wizards? Let's take a look at them real quick before you answer that. Let's go. I'm not really seeing a lot of. Where are they? Are they getting any traction at all?
Well, they haven't. What the butt?
No,
what was it
remember
called?
there used to be the Wizards before they were Taproot Wizards. There was the Bitcoin Wizards, right? This is
So
right?
was
They're
that Maven's bot?
This is Maven's bot, yeah.
So
This
so
is
so this is, they've already had Wizards out.
yeah, but I think they're at so right now it's at 1.3. I think he's putting it to 10K.
Gotcha.
I could be wrong with that, but this is kind of very similar to these, right? And this could be an add-on to the collection here. But I actually think these are going to be worth more than the Taproot Wizards.
So I was about to say that, dude. Okay, so look, when it comes to lore, there's no better lore for Bitcoin than the Wizard, in my opinion. Right. And so this, you're talking about going back to a forum from, I don't know what year it was,
2013.
but yeah, it onboarded people that, you know, and so these have early inscription numbers too. You guys got to remember that, right? So these are early inscription numbers. Some of them have.
No, these are all inscribed right now.
No, I'm talking about the other Wizards.
Oh, the OG ones.
Yeah, not these ones that you're looking at right now. That's why I think these will be worth the most in the end because of the early inscription numbers. I think what we have with Taproot Wizards is a bunch of hype from Udi, a bunch of money. The guy's a damn good fundraiser, I'll tell you that. And he's able to push price up because he has a huge war chest. But like when it comes down to it, you know, for the collectability, I'm talking 5 years down the road. I think these actually do the best out of all the Wizard, even the new ones and stuff, because they're going to have the older inscriptions and stuff like that. So, I mean, how much are they right now?
0.04 was the last sale.
How much is
4.4? So it's $5,000, $6,000.
Okay, so yeah, they're moving up. You know, they're moving up, and also their inscription number is what 70. Imagine having that 70 inscription, but to 142 is so low, dude. Like,
I know.
So I mean, I don't know, man. I should have got these when these were cheaper.
Dude, these were $700 for like the longest time.
I know.
I always wanted a Wizard too. But yeah, one of these. But I'm gonna get one of these for sure. I want one of these. I might actually make this my avatar. I think this is so dope. This is such a Bitcoin like board, and this is a big FU to Udi at the same time.
But it's not though,
Udi.
because but like the reason why I say it's not though is because Maven's bot is nice with Udi. He actually posted today and said, you know, Taproot Wizards, you know, they are a part of Ordinal's history and all this stuff, and they were before this new release and all this stuff, and like Udi and him were playing nice on the timeline. So I think Maven's bot is just being very cordial and stuff like that, you know, and which that props to him. You know, he could have just shat on Udi the entire time and being like, you're copying the thing that I created a long time ago. So
yeah, but like
Udi onboarded him though. That's the thing. So Udi onboarded him to Ordinals, and I think because of that, they will always have that relationship.
How do you think I can get one of these? Like, do you think holding MIM? Obviously, there's nothing on the timeline yet. Do you think Magic Internet Money, the token, is something? Because what I would love, and I would do this. I would love to burn, let's just say, a million MIM. A million MIM is about $3,000, right? But you burn 1 million MIM. And you get what you get to claim one of these for free. Would you be interested in something like that?
If I held one of those, of course, yeah.
No. I'm saying like if say you would you be interested in buying MIM to burn it to get one of these for free?
That wouldn't be getting it for free though. You got to buy MIM.
Well, so after you burn it, you get it for free.
No.
You basically get a free claim.
I would rather just hold MIM and then just
you rather hold MIM than
get an airdrop.
What if these go to like $5,000?
Give me an airdrop for holding.
Oh, you think that just holding MIM is enough to get the airdrop?
Yeah, I mean, I would hope that would be awesome. So maybe like I don't know what's a lot of MIM
because they already burned. Because they've already burned a ton of this already. It's already in Satoshi's wallet. Like if you go to Luminex, my screen back up a second and type in MIM. It's probably Magic Internet Money over here. Magic, I think room number. This one. Oh, yeah. So you go to Magic Internet Money, and then you just kind of go down past all this stuff. You'll see this is the burn wallet. There's already 2 billion. About 11% of the supply has been burned. This is Satoshi's wallet. It starts with a 1. So do you think potentially we can get this up to 20% if he does the that? I mean, like I said, I would burn immediately.
I feel like you're trying to create like a situation in your head that you hope that this happens.
I would do it. Like I want a wizard. I want a wizard first off, and I have Mim, right? And I want Mim the price to go up at the same time, right? I don't know. I mean, why not? Why not do it this way?
I mean, like that would be a cool way, but I don't know if that's gonna happen, you know.
Because think about Mim's bot. He could go and do a pre-sale and do the Udi route and make money, right? But
No,
then
I
you
don't
gotta
think he. I
claim
don't think
all
he's.
this-
I don't think he's doing
He's
that.
not that type of guy, right? But if you do it this way, you pumps your Mim bag, and at the same time as it's a give back to your holders and your people that believe in you.
Yeah, and it will also, you know, get this floor price of that collection pretty high, I think, because the value would be there. You know, but
Yeah.
what it would do is, I think it would pump this collection,
Oh,
because
yeah, for
you would
sure.
have the opium puppets situation now.
But is that an add-on though? I think this is an
I don't
add-on,
know.
like
I don't know.
OMB.
I don't know if it is or not.
That's what I'm thinking it is. I think these are going to be the OG ones, like the red eyes, and then you're going to have like the other one, the newer ones. As
I
like
felt,
the
dude,
black eye.
I have this feeling, dude, inside of me that like ordinal season's coming back. Like I have this, like, just this intuition, and you know, I don't talk about intuition too much, but there's a couple times where I've had it that I've been pretty spot on. One was Node Monks.
Yeah,
I feel like we're coming into now. I think that we might be a little bit tame here for a little bit, but I think, like, dude, ordinal season's coming. And I think that we're going to start to see some, I think we will eventually, sorry, I should say that, see some prices that we saw in 2023, and if not higher. I know that's crazy to say. I know it's crazy to say, but I just have this feeling, man, like Node Monk shot up to 10K, bro.
Yeah.
Even though the pullback is 7.2 right now.
Yeah.
Like that, to me, I don't care about what the pullback is here. The fact that we got to 10K and the fact that some of these other ordinal collections are jumping up, and the biggest indicator to me is, you know, some of these, and I call them shit collections because they're new until they prove to me that they have longevity and stuff, stamina. They're shit collection. So Adderalls and I don't know about this new butt one. They're minting out, and they're creating volume, right? So what's the floor on these? How many?
Right now they're 0.000065, which is about 70-80 bucks.
How many are there? 10.
Look like there's it's the same as the adrenals. So I mean, do you think these could? I hate the art. I think the art.
I mean, $75. I mean, the art is so dumb. But
it looks reminds me of your toilet. Remember your golden toilet?
Yeah, I didn't even pay. I didn't even buy that.
I know.
It ended in my wallet.
The free airdrop.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good time.
But because they are butt faces, I feel like butt mullets. It's funny. It's kind of funny.
I just wish they weren't so like.
But like, would you want good art of the butt mullet?
Yes, yes, that would look so
Dude,
cool if it was like Simpson style butt mullet. Like that'd be so cool.
I thought you meant like detailed.
No, like a Simpsons like type of, like a Family Guy type of butt mullet, like that type of art. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that'd be funny. These are just cheesy.
Who's behind it?
I don't know. First time I heard about it was the chat. But real quick, I just want to hit on my boy Cash Cats. He says, totally agree. These wizards are going to be it. Tapper wizards are the GoBots of ordinal inscriptions. Shizzy, I think you have a MIM holder. Don't know the amount you need though. I think I saw it on X. Should I buy more MIM, dude, just in case?
You just have to be a MIM. I mean, like, I want some of the older freaking, like, dude, I'm honestly thinking about like picking up some ordinals, man. I'm thinking about it because I just feel like these are going to be considered. I feel like these are going to be considered cheap prices.
Yeah. I'm definitely feeling. I was excited when I saw Taproot Wizards drop under 7,500 earlier. They are coming back a little bit. But they were not, they were what, 10,000 a few days ago, 9,900 or some crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I really want one of these now.
I actually hope there's a pullback in ordinals. I hope there's a pullback, right? Like,
Yeah.
in August or something, to where node monks get back to 4,500. If they do,
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab one, or like I'm gonna just at least put a plan together.
Yeah.
For some,
Dude.
or I might just grab like 4 frogs or something. I don't know, something that I know once all ordinals are popping, that like they'll at least like 5x. Because
Yeah.
like, think about this: if node monks are back to like 30K, right? Frogs are going to be at like 8.
Yeah.
If I'm getting them at 1100, that's almost an 8x, right? Dude, if I drop like, if I buy 5, that's 40K off of like a little over 5,000, right? So
the only problem with that is, can you buy dog and make more?
8x? I don't know, bro. I don't know.
It's a 3x to a billion.
I know. Then you're talking
It's a
so at
6x
8x, 8x
billion.
would be 2.4 billion. I think 2.4.
That's doable.
Yeah, it's doable. But like frogs getting to 8,000, frogs can get to 15. Their all-time high was 17.
That's true. That's
so
true.
It just really depends. And for the audience that's listening in, look, this is these are high risk plays at this point. But I do, at least I speak for myself, that I do have an intuition right now that I feel like ordinals are just heating up. And I think they're going to see like a blow off the top later, either towards the end of this year or maybe next year. But regardless, they've been so pushed down, for so long. And I think Ethereum, I'm going to be honest here, I think Ethereum is what's doing it. I think Ethereum has kind of set that trigger of like, okay, risk on is not too far as you guys think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think that trigger is starting to follow around, and like some of these big whale players, whether it's Raktoshi, ZK Shark, I think they're starting to slowly pump some liquidity in just to get the markets excited.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, I agree. I definitely think the bigger guys are coming in, and it's a lot of ETH guys, because ETH guys are buying, they're buying monkeys, right? And I've been watching the Daily Bone podcast every morning, and they're super bullish on those monkeys. So, which is weird, because they're Solana guys, yeah.
But remember, Node Monks had a lot of kind of ETH and Sol influence come over and buy them up too.
That's true.
So
Stan says, I feel the same way about Hex. Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I've been reading Colin Talks Cryptos, PLSX tweets, dude, and I'm seriously thinking, like, if I can get like a quick rune push up, might sell some runes down and get some Pulse X. I'm not even joking. But I just don't want to sell any runes right now before the Kraken listing. Stan says, any Arch updates? So Arch got pushed back again. So Arch is in a stage right now of sending their code to an auditor. The auditor checks the code and sending it back. They make changes. So they're in this like bubble right now. This is from my understanding. I don't know how true this is, but I am in the Arch chat, and I'm kind of watching what they're saying. And they're the base for everything to come back good. They're fixing stuff, which is really good. This is really good. And honestly, though, the later Arch launches, I think the better. I would love a November Arch launch, because that would be, imagine the meme coins and stuff that would be flying on there, and the potential money you could potentially make from a new chain. Obviously, they're going to be finalizing on Bitcoin, but there's going to be a lot of opportunities on it as well.
And also, like, if Arch does what they say that they're going to do, like, whenever like risk on is full on, people are always looking for, like, people will try to see what's new and hot in Sol's ecosystem. They might look see what's happening in base. They're gonna see what's happening in Sui and all these things. But if there's something new and shiny that just comes out and says Bitcoin assets are traded here natively and they're as fast as Solana, that is like the perfect shiny object. You know what I mean? Because then not only do they want to do these things with the runes, it would be an explosion for runes, because runes would be one of the main asset class focus there, but they want the Arch token now. Like, these institutions wants the Arch token. They want something in early, you know what I mean? And they're going to be trying to pump that. And then if that happens, we could see something that's crazy from 2021 to where you're seeing just people make so much money from the Arch token or from all this ecosystem that it trickles down, and then they start to look for the next one or whatever. We'll start to see some hard rotations happening, and it's gonna be interesting. I'll say that. The exciting thing is that we could possibly be at the very tip of this really kind of more risk on environment. An early sign of that is ordinal starting to pump right now, guys. So just think about that. And the ETH NFTs, by the way, institutions paying $5 million for 3 punks is crazy.
Yeah, and real quick, think about this too: how easy it's going to be to move USDC from Solana to Arch. Right, it's super easy from you can move it from Ethereum to Arbitrum, from Arbitrum to Base, right? Super easy. It takes 10-15 seconds. But imagine it's just SVM to Arch VM, which is the same. It's Rust based. It's going to be super easy to move USDC from Solana to Arch. It's going to be like 30 seconds. It's going to get, dude. I think Arch is a really, really possibility of being one of the top leaders, maybe a top 100 chain or 100 coin, in the sense of you're going to add everything in there. But dude, I think that is a real opportunity, and the fact that you'll be able to buy runes and ordinals and everything through Arch. I mean, that's pumps up everything up. You can do it with Solana USDC. It's gonna be
and then they're gonna have the staple blue chip projects that are there, like the DEX and the borrowing and lending, and there's some crazy stuff too that's gonna be RWA associated there. That's gonna launch probably very soon. So I don't know. First, Arch needs to launch, right? That's the big step. So this is speculation. This is stuff that, but we'll see what happens.
100%. eToro to launch tokenized US stocks on the Ethereum blockchain. This is coming to Ethereum now. So eToro is coming in the game with real world assets now on Ethereum. I mean, I love this. Absolutely love this.
Yeah, I like it too, but it's just kind of copy paste, right? And I don't say that in a bad way.
Well,
I
no,
say it
it's
as
just no one's bringing anything to Ethereum yet. That's the big
no.
difference.
I'm just saying that's happened on Solana, so they're just copy pasting it on the to Ethereum. But I'm not saying it's just a simple copy paste thing. I'm just saying it is like this has been done on Solana, but with Ethereum, that has the most TVL on it. People got to remember that has the most TVL on there. Well, it does.
The problem with the copy and paste thing is this is eToro. This is the other one was X stocks, right? No one heard of that shit before. This is legitimate company where you can sue if something goes wrong. This is legitimate, and they're going public.
Well, you can sue whoever came up with X stocks too.
X stocks, they can just disappear.
No, you can't do that anymore, bro. Like
I'm just saying eToro is going to be publicly traded. That's the difference in my point of view.
I don't know enough about X stocks to know what they are as a company. I got to look into who they are and what they are.
You know who eToro is?
Yeah. So eToro, how big are they?
A big player. They're huge. They're monstrous.
They're smaller than Robinhood.
They're not publicly traded yet. They're like the Robinhood's understudy, basically. They're right there.
Because I remember they came out after Robinhood was hot. They're
more European based too. I think they're in Greece. Athens, Greece is their headquarters. So they're very like mid Europeans as well.
Yeah. So what I was saying was like the DeFi TVL on Ethereum is big, and so that what I was trying to say is that the opportunity is there. That's what I was trying to get at for having these stocks digitized.
When you said copy and paste, I was like,
I mean,
assets coming from a publicly traded company.
It is in the sense of like the concept of it is already being done, but
Robinhood,
that doesn't matter because it's really who wins this race now. I think that's the biggest question: is who wins the race? Does X stock take the majority of market? Does Robinhood take the majority of market on their Arbitrum rollout, whatever that looks like? Does Base take majority of market because they're doing it as well?
True.
Now eToro has joined the race, and so there will be a top 2-3, I think, that will make enough. And again, like we think of it in small terms because of how big our space was. Kind of like it was capped before because we had the regulation ceiling, we had all these ceilings of builders and stuff, so there was only 1-2 winners in every category before. They stole all the market share. That's not going to be the case in 5 years, guys. There's going to be a top 3 or 3 to 5 of every category in crypto mixed with TradFi. Leverage and perps. There's going to be a top 5. There's going to be a top 5 for this, that, and the other RWA stuff. There's top 5 there's top 10 in TradFi things. You can trade on E-Trade, you can trade on Robinhood, you can trade on all these different brokerages, and they make millions, tons of money. But in crypto, we were just limited. That's changing. It's, we opened the ceiling up now.
Yeah, 100%. The final thing is here, stablecoins going parabolic. So this is Bitwise says stablecoins are going parabolic right now. As you can see, the stable market capitalization just absolutely going crazy the last couple of months. And now in it says here Q2 of 2025 actually exploding and potentially going to hit $8 trillion in stablecoin transactions. I mean, people, I don't know what the hell they're doing right now on chain with stablecoins. I have no idea at all, and I can't find any research, but apparently they're transacting in them because stablecoins are actually going absolutely nuts, and potentially 8 trillion, 10 trillion could be Q3 and Q4.
Yeah, well, I wonder what they're doing.
Yeah,
it's
really
interesting.
comes down to.
Huh.
But the more you know, the more you know. But it's been absolutely awesome today, guys. We have 504 people in here on X, YouTube, and Twitch. Not to mention everyone on Kick, Abstract, Rumble, and Spotify later. We appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Absolutely. And without you guys, we couldn't do this. I'll always remind you that, guys, that because we are very appreciative, and we don't ever want to forget that. And also, our partners do support us as well to help us to be able to do this each and every day as well. So if you guys could check out our partners, we would greatly appreciate that. SAS Terminal is the DEX aggregator swap of the Bitcoin ecosystem. If you're looking to swap for runes or altcoins, you got to do it at SAS Terminal because you can earn Amber points. Amber points are an XP point system that SAS Terminal uses to go towards a give back to early adopters of their platform. So make sure that you are connected to your wallet. If you do it for the first time, you get 1,000 points, and then you get more points for every transaction that you make on SAS Terminal. And again, they support all the runes and all altcoins, and you're going to be able to get about 2 to 3% more on average if you get your runes here versus a centralized exchange. So just remember that. The team is awesome. They're going to be releasing more and more information on new products in the future as well. And then Emblem Vault is the interoperability layer for the Bitcoin ecosystem. You're looking to bridge over, or jump, I should say, your ordinals or counterparty NFTs from Bitcoin layer 1 to Ethereum. Why would you do that? Because you can take a loan out against them on Gandhi, which is the largest NFT lending and borrowing platform on Ethereum. You can do that with your Taproot Wizards right now. They should be opening up for more collections as well. And then they have Agent Hustle, which is their AI product. And right now, you can use Hustle to guide you through the trenches of Solana, but they're going to be adding the Bitcoin tech stack to Hustle very soon, and you'll be able to use Hustle to vault your ordinals and NFTs, like I just mentioned. But right now, you can use Hustle in the Solana ecosystem. You can ask questions like, hey, Hustle, get me a 2 to 5x, a couple options that are safe. He'll bring back the information for you. Also, he can do swaps on your behalf. Conditional trading is available, so you can set limit, buys, take profits, stop losses, all that great stuff with Hustle. It's very convenient. You can go to the gym, work out, not worry about it. He'll take care of it for you in the back end. Hustle's also added a product in his ecosystem, which is called Migrate.fund. So if you're a builder on Solana and you've built it on Pump.fund and you are frustrated because the price won't move because that liquidity is locked in there and you just feel stagnant, you can actually migrate from Pump Fund to Bonk or to have your own LP and just get all the rewards for the team there. There's a couple of projects that are already lined up, actually several that are going to be for the first cohort that's going to be ending in, or starting, I should say, at the end of August. But if you're looking and you're interested in this, make sure you reach out to the Emblem Vault team because they will get you connected on how to get started there. And don't forget, they do have a TGE for their Bitcoin rune, which is called Emblem Founder Vault. And if you search on OpenSea, you can actually participate in the pre-sale. On OpenSea, if you search Emblem Founder Vault keys, you can see these NFTs right here. You purchase one, and during, I think it's 925,000 block on Bitcoin, these vaults will open up with a Bitcoin wallet in there, and you will get the runes in the vault, and you will have the runes in your possession at that point. Head over to emblem.vision. It breaks down every aspect of their product suite and their TGE that's coming up. So we thank you for checking out Emblem. And then you have Artura.finance. We talked to that team earlier today. Artura is building the best perps and leverage DEX in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Right now, you can trade for Bitcoin and Ethereum. They launched on Botonics, the spider chain, Bitcoin layer 2. But very soon, they're going to have a Bitcoin fungibles as well. Doggo to the moon, possibly $1 billion cap, maybe already sats Who knows what they're going to add, but that is on their roadmap, as well as TradFi assets, possibly MicroStrategy, Coinbase, stuff like that. That's what's going to set them apart. But you can earn points by just, you know, making transactions on their platform. If you're not into trading, you can add liquidity to their vaults and you can earn passively that way. But you'll also earn by making transactions on their platform on the Botanic side, because they're rewarding early adopters to their chain as well. Make sure you're checking out Artura.finance, join their Discord and their community there. And then you have Fluid Tokens, which is the UTXO wizard devs of the Bitcoin ecosystem, and Cardano. Speaking of Cardano, if you go to the Cardano side on fluidtokens.com, you can participate in their Aquarium platform. You can add liquidity and earn Babel fees, so people don't have to use ADA for their gas. They can use the approved tokens. I think FLDT is one, and a couple other. You can head over to that Cardano side to check out what they approve there, but you can earn fees that way. Also, they have an automated payment scheduler to pay out ADA. So if you pay your team out in ADA, you can set that up and set it and forget it, right? Also on the Bitcoin side, they have their new staking vaults to stake Bitcoin runes to earn alkanes, stake dog to earn, I believe it's the main token over there. What is what do you earn for staking dog? I think it's
Diesel.
There it is.
Yeah.
Or you can stake diesel and earn dog. So it's vice versa. Also, they have a couple other alkane staking vaults there, Alchemist and then Dust as well. If you want to create a staking vault for your community, reach over to Fluid through their Discord channel. You can go there and set up a ticket and they'll help you get started there. Head over to fluidtokens.com to learn more. And then Tokyo Wallet, the multi-chain smart wallet, is building for you the best UI and UX experience for all their users. They support Bitcoin and Cardano, and soon they will support Sui as well. But you can trade for Bitcoin runes, as they partnered with Sats Terminal to make that possible directly in their app. They also partnered with Dex Hunter to make it possible to swap for Cardano based tokens. And so the Sui support is going to be very similar to where they have an aggregator as well to help you do that. If you have an iPhone, head over to the Apple App Store, download it there. If you have an Android, head over to the Google Play Store, download it there. Use the app. Let us know your feedback. We'll let the team know. There's an alpha section on their app. You can find us, yours truly, there, as well as other YouTubers as well. Head over to Tokyo.io. And don't forget, we are starting a series with Tokyo tonight. It's going to be their show, but we're assisting them with that, right? We're going to be co-hosting that with them. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. First guest will be Middle, so you can learn about Middle and what they're bringing, because they are a competitor to Arch, so they might beat Arch to the punch there, and maybe they're going to be the ones that reign supreme for that hybrid 1.5 layer there. But yeah, make sure you catch that tonight. And then Merlin Chain is uniting Bitcoin strength through the power of AI. They have their AI Wizard 0.3 version, which you can ask the wizard questions about the Merlin Chain ecosystem. You can have it do DeFi functions on your behalf, like swap or stake. But very soon they're going to have the version 0.4 out, where you can actually do cross-chain stuff, which is awesome. You're going to be able to swap your Bitcoin on Merlin Chain for tokens on BNB, or also on Solana, the popular chains. So the wizard's going to be very, very useful. We're really grateful that two of our partners are building, 2 AI products that there's not very many useful AI products in the cryptoverse, right? So Wizard is definitely one of those. And so keep track of what the Wizard's going to offer. But if you want to help secure the chain, you can do so by staking with Merlin Chain. You can stake your Bitcoin to earn more Bitcoin. On average, you'll earn 16%. That locks up until September 30th. So that's the first session of the Bitcoin staking. So whenever you get in, it's only going to calculate until the 30th, and they'll release your Bitcoin there. Also, you can stake your Merlin Chain tokens. There's 2 different options. You can do a flexible day-to-day. You earn 15% APR. You can actually withdraw your rewards every single day. And when you do withdraw your Merlin, though, you're done staking. It does take 7 days, so don't freak out. There is a 7-day cooldown period for the day-to-day one. Also, on the 6th month staking option, which is called Bonded, you earn 45% APR. Of course, that is staked for 6 months, but you can claim your rewards and do a compound interest strategy that way. And don't forget, Merlin Chain is constantly updating on their X account. So make sure you're following Merlin Layer 2 on X, so you can get all the listing updates as well. Head over to merlinchain.io. And lastly, our last partner here, Ordinal Hive. The guys over at Ordinal Hive are awesome. Fonzie, the founder, and their team Anti, and all those great guys. They have a weekly space on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you catch that. But you're going to be able to, it's an ordinals aggregator. With ordinals being hot, you want to use Ordinal Hive because you're going to find the cheapest ordinals around. Also, if something gets fat fingered and mispriced, you can find out directly with their live mempool insights there, and their speed and available liquidity when you sell an ordinal is awesome. It's, you know, the top of the industry. Head over to ordinalhive.io. And we thank you guys so much for checking out our partners. It really does support us for you guys to check them out. Honestly, you know, we're not saying buy anything or anything like that. It just really does support us to be able to do this because this is our full-time job. This is our livelihood, and we love to do it because we want to bring you guys the energy and the news and everything. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, Stan says I always wondered how this channel chooses their sponsors because unlike other channels, the channel sponsors are bangers. So the difference between us and other channels is we don't have sponsors. We have partners. We partner with these teams. We try to help them. We try to push them. And I think that's what a lot of channels they want. They just want to have their logo up there, and that's it. For us, we have weekly meetings with our partners. We advise consulting. They shoot us ideas, and we say, "Oh, I love that." We test out their products like Fluid. We tested out the airdrop tool before anyone else did to make sure that it worked correctly and it was powerful. So that's the difference between us. We're actually users of the chain. A lot of these other channels like Investing Bros and stuff like that, they don't actually use on-chain products, right? They mainly trade on-chain, like off-chain on the dexes and stuff. We are on-chain revolution. We push on-chain as much as possible, and all of our partners, they're on-chain, right? Every one of them are on-chain. We do have like stuff like the VPN and stuff like that, which we're affiliate program, stuff like that, where we use that, we get a percentage of the buys. But yeah, mainly our partners are our partners, not sponsors. But
and we do a lot of research whenever we try to select some, and we're not perfect people, and so we might get one a little wrong here and there, but we'll catch that early, and so we have the utmost confidence in our partners. So we appreciate the comment, Stan.
And real quick, dude, speak for yourself. I am perfect. I'm perfect in every way. No, but guys, if you guys have a few minutes and wouldn't mind checking out onchainrevolution.io, we have some of the best articles dating all the way back to 2023. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them our website. We really feel like it can help them get started and code up to where we are today. Brand new article just dropped today, guys. You definitely want to check this one out. Ethereum set to surge. If you have not been keeping up with the show, you need to read this because this will actually backtrack everything we've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks, and we've been correct up until this point, and we think we're going to be continuously be correct in this. But definitely check out this article. Check it out today, onchainrevolution.io. Again, we have many articles. Every single week we put out an article, so go back and check and read every single one of them. It'll really, really teach you and show you guys what the biggest things about the show. Normally what we speak about is the article that we put out anyway, so you definitely want to be reading them as well. And like I said, if you guys need a VPN, we do this with our NordVPN. We mainly do it because we want you guys to be safe, right? Obviously, we can make a few bucks off this. We don't make much off this at all, but we definitely want you guys to be safe out there and get a discount. Instead of paying $11.59, if you go to nordvpn.com, use our link. You can get it for $3.39. Get the deal. Lock that in for 2 years. Because if you lock it in for 90 days, what happens is when you come back in 90 days and you love it and it's great and you've been using it every day, then you got to pay $11.59. If you can't use the same email to get that deal again. So that's the one problem with that. Or you might have to wait a few months and then do it again. But definitely just lock it in, $3.39, set it, forget it. I think I paid $66 or something like that after everything was done, and definitely worth it. I don't have to worry about it for 2 years. I got all my stuff working. I have a VPN on every single device. You have up to 5 devices with one VPN. So definitely want to do that if you're interested in that. And then head back to OnChain Revolution. We have some of the best merch, guys. Merch that you can't find anywhere else. You can't find any of this stuff anywhere else. And we can add anything you guys want. If you're like, hey, Shizzy, can you add my PFP? Can you add this? I'll add anything, guys. Just let me know. Hats, hoodies, jackets, t-shirts. It's all here, guys. Stack Sats, Honk, Silk Road. Everything is here, guys. Exit the system. And we're going to be adding more and more stuff as well. So check everything out at onchainrevolution.io. And guys, remember, we are live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 3 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. And until tomorrow,
peace.
OnChain Revolution roll call, market recap. You not bullish enough, no. You're not bullish enough, no. Look at the price go, Bitcoin control. Why you still coping? Price action rolling. Don't fall for bear traps. Swapping indexes and putting it up in the sex. I can take profit right now. OnChain is where I be now. You can never look back. They don't want you to know. How did the market react? Fear and greed, gotta adapt. Now we bridging the tokens and marching the network right now. You know how crazy we are. Nookies are savages now. They know how crazy we are. Chain abstraction, main attraction. OnChain revolution.